That's 800-281-3189, or just go to harmonsolar.com.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps in Arizona looks like more than 27,000 members, 29 million hours served, nearly 75 million in scholarships, millions of lives changed. When you sign up for AmeriCorps in Arizona, you make a difference. Also, earn a living stipend, plus education scholarships. Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
The road to better health leads to my longtime friends, Dr. William Gaspar and his wife Ava at Beehive IV Wellness in Chandler. JD Hayworth here, and the buzz about Beehive is spelled out in its middle name. IV. Not only are today's popular treatments available, IV hydration, joint injections, semaglutide for weight loss, as well as many more, it's also the Gaspar's holistic naturopathic approach that helps your body with self-healing. That means treating the underlying causes of chronic disease, from chronic fatigue to fibromyalgia, even those dealing with Lyme disease and lupus. The experienced medical staff designs a customized plan for each patient. So walk in or make an appointment today. Mention my name, JD Hayworth, get half off your first treatment. Better health awaits you at Beehive IV Wellness in Chandler. Search Beehive IV Wellness on your cell phone. And remember, you'll thrive at Beehive.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time
for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. Randy's going to have the day off, but Keon Rose is in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Lots going on today. Lots going on. Today's National Filet Mignon Day. I can never say that right. Mignon? Filet.
No.
It's Filet Day. And it's also National Prosecco Day, which I think is some sort of frou-frou wine or something. But that's not even the most important part. The most important part is today is, now this is not for locals. This is for International Left-Handers Day.
Oh.
Are you left-handed?
I'm not left-handed, no.
Do you know anyone who is?
Not
a lot of freaks in your life, huh?
No.
Okay.
No, actually. Yeah.
I say that just to aggravate my wife. I always. But no, it's International Left-Handers Day, and I was looking at some how different is the world for people who are left-handed? You think you're just using the other hand, no big deal. But it does. It affects quite a bit. It helps my wife and I out quite a bit when we're at a restaurant. We can sit side by side. As long as I'm on the right and she is on the left, we don't hit each other with our elbows when we're eating. That works out pretty nicely.
Yeah.
And but for left-handed people, though, the world is it's not designed for them. It's not designed for them. So here's some things that maybe you didn't think of. Of course, we know zippers on jeans. You're like, well, wait, zippers go up and down. There's no left or right-handed zipper. Yeah, but the flap that covers the zipper, so it's on the left, and you reach into the right side and you zip up. So for a left-handed person, it's almost impossible to just be able to zip with that hand. You have to reach around it or whatever. Credit card machines, you think no big deal. No, the swiper is always on the right.
Yeah.
Or at the top. I think at the top, but you still have to swipe right.
I mostly see the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you do the ones where you insert the card.
Well, that's fine. There's a lot of those, but still a lot of credit card machines. You're swiping right.
Yeah.
Measuring cups. Well, okay, measuring cups, the little handle, there's the cup. You put the stuff in. What's the deal? The little spout is always, on that side so you're like You pour with your right hand. So, yeah. If it's backwards, one side will have ounces, one side will have milliliters. So
Yeah.
left-handed people, they've been measuring in milliliters forever.
You're on the metric system, you guys.
Yeah, so you have no choice. The car fobs, the little your key, bleep, bleep, you think, well, what's the big deal? Well, if it's one of those ones where you push the thing and it goes whoosh, comes open like a switchblade, you always have to turn it upside down if you're left-handed for it to be correct for you.
Oh,
You just things you don't even think about. Microwave.
There's a lot.
I never thought about this. I've never watched my wife use the microwave, but if you push the button to open the door with your left hand, it hits your hand.
Yeah.
There's that instead of going and then you pull it back. So rulers, tape measures. Had no idea. If you use a tape measure left-handed, the numbers are upside down.
That's true.
Power tools, like chop saws, the handle you pull down is on the right. If you want to use a lefty, you got to cross your arms to use you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you have my grandson got me a really nice coffee cup. It's a shame I don't ever get to see what's written on it because it's on the other side,
Yeah.
because you have to put it on both sides. So if you got a left-handed Nana, make sure they're putting it on both sides. And then playing cards. I had no idea playing cards mattered, but no, a lot of them only have the numbers in 2 of the 4 corners. So you can't see them if they're in your left hand. They're blocked up by the other cards. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's pretty messed up, to be honest.
Serrated knives, even knives. I had no idea. And I think a lot of left-handed people didn't even know this, but the teeth on a serrated knife are set up to offset the tendency to twist clockwise with your right hand. So lefties tend to cut things like bread thinner at the top and fatter at the bottom because
Right.
the way they're the natural movement. You never even thought about these things, did you?
No, I did not.
No, because you're a normal right-handed person. Let's go to the text line.
I did have a friend who got in trouble a lot when we were in school because the teacher was like, "Oh, why are your essays all smudged?" And he was like, "I'm left-handed, so if you make me write in pencil, everything that follows after is just getting smudged by my hand."
Yeah. That's that is an issue. Hey, so King of Kitten says, I'm ambidextrous. I'm supposed to be left-handed, but my dad made me write and eat with my right hand, and he taught me how to bat and throw righty also. Why'd he force that on you, buddy?
Yeah, I don't know. It was a thing for a lot of people. Yeah. It's not a thing recently, but there was a point where people were just forced to use their right hand, even if they were left-handed.
So, are you of the devil?
If you go back further, people did think that too.
Chief Skulls this afternoon, gents. Happy Taco Tuesday. Sorry to hear about Randy. Hope he's back to work soon. Screw lefties. They aren't right. No, that my wife is a lefty. It's okay to tease a little bit, but take it easy, Chief Skull.
He's just making a very bad joke.
Yeah, you don't got to go there. Big George says, yeah, I'm left-handed actually. And it's messed up. Imagine being 7 foot left-handed person. It sucks.
The world was designed for literally everyone but you.
Yeah.
At 7 feet tall, they built nothing with you in mind.
Once you get out of here, you freak. Sorry, that was just my natural instinct. I just, he's going to start raging through the city, this left-handed monster,
Yeah.
Oh! He tries to open up your front door to kill you. He hits himself in the head with your door because he's, left-handed.
He's left-handed, yeah.
It's our only hope. On D Links says Diamondback futures are plus 2,000 to win the World Series. Let's go, Phoenix. Let's change that. Well, don't change it. Bet it.
bet it first, and then
then
hope they change it.
Why you want to mess up a good thing, man? Yeah, the Diamondbacks last night, though, it took a lot to beat the Rockies. As we have talked about many a time, I'm so glad you got the win, but it shouldn't have been that hard against the Rockies. We play up to the big teams and we play down to the bad teams, and that's kind of what happened there. They had to rally, and let's be honest, we shouldn't have won that game. We got lucky off a couple of wild pitches. Back-to-back wild pitches is what won the game, not the Diamondbacks themselves. So just take the W and be happy about it. Also, any word on Ketel Marte is they took him out of the game pretty quick. So Any word on his current situation? Hoping he's okay. Clay Nigma sent a text this morning. I don't know why this morning, but he basically was quoting himself from March 27th, where he said 99 and 63. Is that when we were guessing what the record was going to be for the season? I think that was March 27th. That'd be about right.
Yeah,
that's
that
before
sounds-
opening day.
Yeah.
99 and 63 was his prediction, and they win the division. If they can peak at the right time, like last year, then they can go through everyone in the NL like a chupacabra through a goat herd. And now he has laughy face reminded me of this text on August 13th. That's an awesome thing, but here's the problem. I don't know if your prediction is going to come true, at least on the record, because right now we have like 40 games left, and the Arizona Diamondbacks are 67 and 53. You said 99 and 63. That means they can only lose 10 more games out of 40. Feel like they're going to lose a few more than that, Clay Nigma. I feel like that is an optimistic number for you. It'll be a good number. We'll be fine. I just don't know that we're going to get away with only losing 63 games when it's all said and done. I just don't see that happening.
They think Marte might miss some time, but not significant time. They don't think the injury's serious. So
now they're
breathe
going to
a sigh
keep
of
him
relief.
out.
They
What
are
did I say yesterday? What did I say to you yesterday?
Yeah, but it's the different injury than the one he had.
He got a whole new injury?
Yeah, this is an ankle contusion because he got his leg pinned under some
Oh,
guy.
yeah, because a guy
sled.
jumped up and down on him again.
Yeah. So
What was the other one? What was the other injury?
I don't recall.
Was it a guy jumping up and down on him?
I don't think so. And then Gallon had cramping in his upper leg, but that's not going to be serious either. They don't think so. Look, you escaped.
Yeah.
these are not season enders because that would be bad. That would be horrific, actually.
I feel like we can sort of coast a little bit. It's okay if we don't win every game against the Rockies. We need to get people healthy if we're going to keep going with this good run, right? King Kenton says it's amazing how fast the Diamondbacks went from a 48% chance to make the playoffs in early June to an 84% favored chance to make the postseason tournament. This is what we've always been saying. We said it last year. We said it this year. You get hot at the right moment. That's all that matters. You just play your position. You show up for the games. You hope for the best. You don't get too cocky, but you don't get too down. And this is the time of year where the good things start to happen. We're trying to let the good things happen, but the injury bug is kind of chipping away at us, trying to keep it from getting good. So here's hoping. Berg says 9 innings, 27 outs. Thank you, Berg. We know the count, and it might be 10 innings and even more outs. Who knows what's going to happen? Big George says, Jeffrey, even when I get out of here, they won't even have a casket that fits me. They're going to have to fold my legs like an accordion or something. Oh, no. Here's what I do. I'm going to call up Exhibit. We're going to pimp your ride. We're going to cut the coffin in half and put it together with another coffin. It'll be a double coffin thing. We'll also put a nice sweet suspension on it so that you can get rolled through the funeral. Nobody has to carry your gigantic ass. You know what I'm saying? This thing will have like off-road capabilities. We're going to go the whole 9 yards for you, Big George.
It works.
Probably motorize it too. Saw this picture today. This guy, and I don't know if it was a Nissan or somebody, but the guy was sitting there holding this engine in his arms, which means, it wasn't too heavy. And they said that was a 400 horsepower engine. Just this little engine just in his arms. I was like, wow, is that real? It's all the like the Dodge Ram trucks have gone to V6s. And I'm like, what are you doing to the V6? But they're supposed to be like really great, I guess.
I wouldn't know.
I'm just saying I can take one of those little Nissan engines at least, hook it up to George's casket, get some good suspension on it, make it 4x4. Have a little seat in the back. Your son can drive it.
Could drive you
straight into the ground. We'll have a ramp. Boom. I mean, I haven't thought this thing through. And the thought of here comes George in the casket with his son driving it right up to the grave. You're going too fast. You're going too fast. Boom. And the front end of the casket goes dunk into the ground. and little George's son goes ass over tea kettle flying through the air. I'll have foreseen this. We'll have some like, I don't know, like a pile of leaves over there or something.
It's the start.
Or a beanbag.
It's
I
a
don't know.
start. Yeah,
I'm just saying,
Needs
this
a
sounds like
little
an
workshopping.
amazing funeral already.
George,
George, I'm
I would
sorry to tell
attend.
you, I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of looking forward to it now. Angry Texan says, howdy, guys. Hope the fourth dimension listened to me yesterday and bet the White Sox instead of the Yankees. Never underestimate the White Sox, Yankees rivalry. Well, I always just say never underestimate a hurt animal. You know, that's what I see the White Sox as, is a wounded animal.
They'll win every now and then just on
Right.
probability.
That's the point. You know,
But-
Dylan Cohen is saying they might win a game here or there, but in general, you bet against the White Sox. It's a smart thing to do.
I have been betting against the White Sox for a month.
I've been betting against the White
it's
Sox for
mostly
my entire
winners.
life.
Wow.
Since before you were born.
that can't have been that profitable this whole time.
I mean, some of it was just sticks of gum. But listen, just trust me. I know what I'm talking about. Mr. Wilbur says, Moist one likes himself. Okay, I'm not reading that. I don't even know what you're trying to do there. Big George says, well, you could just launch me into space like Spock. There is endless room for me up there. Okay, first off, Spock wasn't 7 feet tall and I don't know how many pounds. So they had a torpedo they could launch in Star Trek. I don't have a torpedo, George.
We have a perfectly good ground here.
I just
bury
offered
you
to
in.
pimp your casket ride. Why are you, now trying to complicate things?
Space is so much more expensive. Why? Just why?
Just be grateful for the pimped ride, okay? Anyway, so yeah, Diamondbacks got another W. They play again at 6:40 p.m. tonight. I have no idea what to expect, but all these injuries do make me just a little bit nervous. Not nervous as Mookie Betts trying to stay out of a haunted hotel nervous, but nervous.
I didn't know about this.
Oh,
What?
Mookie Betts. So I guess the Dodgers stayed at the Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee because they're over there playing. And this hotel was built in 1893, and the local legends say, hey, this place is haunted. In fact, players from other franchises say they've experienced ghost encounters, and Mookie Betts is like, nope, not me.
I've watched horror movies, and I know how this goes.
Well, I love it. He says, I don't believe in ghosts, but I don't want to find out I'm wrong. So I'm not going to stay there.
Wow.
No, I want nothing to do with it. 0%. Yeah, I don't know how well he did in the game because it's the Dodgers and I don't give a crap. But yeah, he's afraid of some ghosts, I guess, even if he says they don't exist. It's weird. It's weird to have Mookie Betts is scared to stay in a hotel.
Yeah, it's a little odd. I got someone bet me when I was back in Chattanooga that I wouldn't go to this haunted abandoned building and stay the night there. And I was absolutely going to do it. But my coworkers were so distraught about it. I didn't go, but like if you don't believe in ghosts, you just don't.
I'll do it. You know what my thing is I have a different thought process than Mookie Betts. I don't know if there's ghosts or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say there's not, but I'm not going to say there are. But I know this. Good chance they can't hurt me. Now I know I've seen the pictures like this ghost scratched me. It's like, all right, yeah, but you lived. So, I'll sleep in a haunted place overnight. I don't care.
Yeah.
What's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to get scared.
that could happen at any time. I just for me, like I'm going to need significantly more evidence for ghosts for me to be afraid of them. There's nothing to be afraid of there as far as I'm concerned.
Mookie Betts says he stayed at that hotel before, but he's like, he couldn't sleep because he was spooked. He's like, every noise, it'd be like, ooh, is that something? And so it's like, what do you not believe? If you believe it or you don't, Mookie.
Yeah.
Which is it?
I think he wants to not believe it, but he kind of does.
He's worried he might be wrong.
Yeah.
So Mookie Betts, I'll tell you what, whenever they travel to Milwaukee, well, he's just not going to stay there. So it doesn't matter. I think he went and got himself a different place.
Went to a Hyatt or something.
Yeah. He's like, I ain't staying in that haunted hotel. What's wrong with you people? I need to be at my best. So, by the way, before we go to a break, I just want to tell you, man of the day today. Oh God, this name. That's a lot of letters in this name. I'm gonna guess Ceddanne Rafaela. Ceddanne Rafaela. Does anybody know if I'm saying that right? Ceddanne? I think it's Ceddanne.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine.
I'm going to call him Cheddar. Anyway, this guy is man of the day because this 23-year-old in his first full season out there on the field, he got hit by a pitch right in the schnoz. Bam! Ball got him. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Way too high up and way too in. Well, bam! It hit him in the tip of the nose. I mean, could have hurt him big time if 1 millimeter in the wrong or right direction, right? But he instead he took his base. Everyone's like, "You're all right." He's like, "No, I'm playing." And then they blinked, and he stole second. Man of the day.
Yeah, no, I think well earned. His name, by the way, according to the baseballreference.com, is pronounced Ceddanne.
Ceddanne. It's not Ceddanne. Well, Berg says I was correct. Ceddanne. So Ceddanne or Ceddanne.
Either Berg's right or the baseball reference is right. I'm going to trust the baseball reference.
What do you heard the most, Berg, watching the broadcast? Ceddanne or Ceddanne? Beer Bob says any guy with an ex-wife has no problem sleeping in a haunted house or a hotel because they've slept with a lot worse for a lot longer than just one night. He's not wrong.
So all this tells us that Mookie Betts has just been happy.
Yes. Big George says, sounds like we need to call Mookie Betts by the name of Mookie Betts.
Oh, Spooky Betts was right there, Big George.
Why
it was right
would you not
there.
go to Spooky Betts? Spooky Betts is way better, George. Fifth letter says, let me tell you, spirits are damn real. If they're not rested, they come out. See, that's not a good advertisement. If you got ghosts at a hotel and they're not well rested, that doesn't speak well to the hotel, does it?
I mean, even the dead can't sleep here. That's not great.
It's bad advertising, if you ask me.
Just run a commercial like that. That's a good way to lose customers and maybe even the ghosts. So I don't know.
All right, we're running late. Got to take a break. We'll be back with some Beat the Book with Dylan Cohen. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The Arizona Diamondbacks continuing their series with the Colorado Rockies tonight in Phoenix. Arizona riding a 4-game win streak. They've also won 8 of their last 9, a 5-4 victory on Monday against Colorado. Eduardo Rodriguez will get the start tonight for the Diamondbacks. The Rockies going with Austin Gomber. Arizona minus a run and a half, even money on the run line. Colorado getting a run and a half, minus 120. On the money line, the Rockies are plus 170. The Diamondbacks are minus 205, and the over-under is at 8.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Tommy, I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is
living with pain. There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Screen time's over.
Be home by 11?
Put your phone down while we're eating.
When parents set boundaries, keep track of where their kids go, and talk to them about the dangers of underage drinking and drugs, they keep their kids safe. Visit TalkNowAZ.com. Be the influence. Talk early. Talk often. Talk now.
Thanks. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
With the first pick. Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted. Summer means mini camp, OTAs, then pre-season. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news you need to know about the NFL offseason. If it's the NFL, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Time for Beat the Book with Dylan Cohen. And let's see how he did yesterday and what kind of betting advice he has for us today. How you doing, Dylan?
Hey, doing pretty good, Jeffrey. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. So what's the latest? How'd you do yesterday?
So in terms of the picks that we talked about on the air yesterday, we did not do so well last night. And I'll be sure to get into how those picks ended up missing. But I want to just start off and stress to all listeners of the Fourth Dimension here, if you visit 1580thefanatic.com and you click on the Beat the Book logo on the homepage, that's going to take you to the page where I post every single day, Monday through Friday, with all my picks, all my analysis, and I am including every single day a other bets to consider section. So this is a place where I can just rattle off some more bets that you can look to try and use to make some money. So yesterday was just a day where the things that we talked about on the air did not do very well, but the things that we didn't talk about on the air, what got posted online, did extremely well. Out of the 9 bets that I put down on the other bets to consider, 6 of them won yesterday. So it ended up being a pretty good day overall, but just the 2 that we were really counting on just didn't really shake out the way we needed them to.
All right. So what happened with those?
So first pick was that Yankees and White Sox matchup. And I came in here pretty hot yesterday, going on about how the Yankees were absolutely going to win that matchup. And then I was very quickly humbled. And the Chicago White Sox, who knows, they might have been listening for all we know. They turned around and beat the crap out of the Yankees 12-2. So, going off of the kind of betting strategy that I pitched yesterday, clearly wasn't good timing, obviously, but kind of like what you guys said earlier in the show, the White Sox lose at such a high frequency that this is a betting strategy that will prevail over time. So even though the Yankees got beat so badly yesterday, I would still recommend looking at betting them to beat the White Sox again today. The 70% plus losing percentage is gonna, win out over time.
All right. So what happened with the Diamondbacks?
So Diamondbacks and Rockies was the other pick that we made. Rather than taking a winner or loser, I ended up choosing the Diamondbacks to score at least 6 or more runs yesterday. And then, as we all know, Ketel Marte, first at bat, first swing, re-aggravates that ankle contusion that he suffered back on Saturday against the Phillies. So that takes the Diamondbacks' best hitter, MVP candidate, out of the lineup. Luckily, our D-backs were still able to hang in there and, win the game, but that had a pretty big impact on the overall amount of runs that this team did score. And for the latter few innings of the game, kind of like what you mentioned before, Jeffrey, I mean, the Diamondbacks were scoring, but they weren't necessarily hitting those runs in. We were benefiting from some wild pitches from the Rockies. And, thank God we've got some quick runners in Corbin Carroll and Kevin Newman.
All right. So, and like you said, your other bets to consider, you did a great job on that and made some money with those bets. Did you want to go over some of that real fast?
Yeah. So, with the kind of bets that will go in this section, it's very miscellaneous. It's going to be player prop bets. It could be spread bets. It could just be additional money lines. So just going over the winners that ended up hitting yesterday, Jake McCarthy for 1 or more RBIs. That one hit. Brandon Pfaadt for over 6.5 strikeouts. He had a monster game. That one hit very easily. Blake Snell over 7.5 strikeouts. He had another monster game in that duel against Chris Sale last night. Braves versus Giants, no run first inning. That one hit as well. And then I also had the Padres and the Astros both money line to win. Every single day, I am also proposing a long shot parlay. And this is going to be a parlay that is going to give a payout of at least 20 to 1 or more. We have not hit any of these parlays yet since I've started doing this as a part of the segment, but we have now got very close on 2 occasions now. So last night, the long shot parlay was for Jake McCarthy to get 2 or more runs batted in. He did get that. It was for Brandon Pfaadt to get at least 9 strikeouts or more. He did do that. And then we had the Diamondbacks to score at least 7 runs. And again, they only put up 5. So just very narrowly lost on that one. But there is another long shot parlay set for today. I gave another 10 picks for the other bets to consider. So just make sure that you go to 1580thefanatic.com and check out that Beat the Book with Dylan Cohen page and take a look at those bets, and happy betting.
All right. So Dylan, how about tonight? What do you got?
So for tonight, we're going to kind of go back to basics a little bit here. I want to propose a couple of baseball teams that are on winning streaks right now, try and just keep things, very simple. So the first pick is going to be in the Houston Astros and Tampa Bay Rays matchup. This series started yesterday. The Astros, like I just said before, were a bet that I did win yesterday on that other bets to consider. So we're going to promote them to one of the picks today. The Astros are very quietly on a 6-game winning streak right now. It's really being overshadowed by the success of the Padres and the Diamondbacks. But this team is hot. And over the past 6 games that they've won, they're outscoring their opponents by a margin of 39-17. So for the most part, these are not close wins. They are just killing teams that they play. And, going back to last night against the Rays, they won 5-1. Guys like Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, they're hitting the ball extremely well. I like the pitching matchup that they're going to have against Shane Baz tonight. So we're going to look for the Astros to continue their winning streak and get their 7th win in a row. You can take Astros money line as the first pick.
All right. And for the Diamondbacks tonight, what do you got?
Diamondbacks tonight, want to continue to stay with them. This team is playing so well right now. I think rather than counting on the runs, we just go ahead and look for them to get the win. We've got Eduardo Rodriguez going up for his 2nd start tonight. And then the Rockies have Austin Gomber, who is very prone to giving up a lot of runs. He's given up 5 home runs alone in his last 3 starts. So look for the Diamondbacks to, get some home runs. We didn't get any yesterday. Jock Peterson is expected to be out of the lineup tonight, but we do get Lourdes Gurriel and Randall Grichuk back. Those are both guys that are very capable of hitting a home run. Gurriel actually had a home run on Gomber earlier this year. So look for the Diamondbacks to win this game, and then make sure to check out those other bets to consider. You'll see some other things that I'm choosing for Jake McCarthy and Lourdes Gurriel.
All right, go find them at 1580thefanatic.com. You scroll down on the right, and it's Beat the Book with Dylan Cohen. Take a click, and you read all of his thinking and all of his ideas, but more importantly, all those other bets to consider. Some great information there. Appreciate it, Dylan, and we'll check in with you tomorrow.
Thanks, Jeffrey. And actually, one last thing. Just want to give a quick shout out to, I believe it was Prison Wallet yesterday, who was kind of rebuffing me a little bit on the White Sox. So hopefully you faded me on that and took the White Sox money line yesterday. Would have got yourself a nice return. but we're rooting for the Yankees tonight. Let's go Yankees.
I'm not rooting for Yankees.
Rooting for your
Ever.
wallet is what you're doing.
Yeah, never going to root for the Yankees. I'm sorry, Dylan. I hate the Yankees too much. Way too much.
Yankees, wallet, it's all the same.
Yeah. No, I can't get in. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
That's where we're
You
drawing
do
the-
it
that's
for
where
all
we're
of us.
drawing
I
the
ain't doing it.
line.
The betting
Anyway.
loyalties will reset, in just a matter of hours. So, we can ride the Yankees train for a little bit, get our money, and then we get off.
All right. Well, good luck to you, but I can't go down that road with you, my friend. All right. We'll see you tomorrow, Dylan.
Thanks, guys. Take
All
care.
right. 888-368-1580. And, by the way, there's another reason to go to 1580thefanatic.com. Yes, you can check out the betting information from Dylan Cohen and beat the book there. But also, we have a new second place prize for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em contest. All right, so you're going to be playing for a $1,580 first place prize, but second place prize is amazing diamond tennis bracelet from Diamond Dave's Desert Wholesale Diamonds. Probably the most expensive second place prize we've ever seen. And so that's pretty big there. So first and second place, pretty damn good. And then weekly winners will win a $50 gift card to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. So if you're not hooked up with the NFL Fan Pick'em contest, go to 1580thefanatic.com and click on the little linky links there. There's a pool ID and a password that you're going to need. But yeah, everything you need is right there to get hooked up over at Pool Host. Let me take a look here. Let's see. I'm clicking on it to see how we're doing. Yeah, we had like 350 plus people in the contest last year. Right now, there's 83 people. So we could look at this one of two ways. One, I shut up right now, and it's easier for one of these 83 people to win. You see what I'm saying? There's less people,
right?
Bigger chance to win. Or you probably shouldn't tell anyone. You yourself, if you're listening in your car or at work or wherever you're at right now, you should probably keep your damn mouth shut. Make sure you get loaded into this thing. But we'll probably promote this a little more. I might send out another email because this is too good. This is too good. $1,580 first place prize from Harmon Solar. A second place prize of a diamond tennis bracelet from Diamond Dave's Desert Wholesale Diamonds. And then weekly prizes, $50 gift card to Kasai. Too damn good for us to just not say anything. So you guys probably need to keep it to yourself. But it's kind of our job. We have to tell people. So
Right.
Sorry. Don't be mad that I'm telling people. Chief Skull says, a diamond tennis bracelet for second place? Did Mrs. Chief Skull sign up? What the hell? What do you mean, what the hell? First off, if you don't need the diamond tennis bracelet, it's still worth a crap ton of money.
On account of the diamonds.
Right. Diamonds, Diamond Dave. I don't know what you're not getting here, Chief Skull. And it could be a gift because if you give that to Mrs. Chief Skull, she kind of has to. And if you're wondering what she kind of has to, use your imagination. And if she doesn't need it or want it, you go get the money. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I'm just saying that's a damn good and valuable prize right there. You got to think outside of yourself, Chief Skull.
Like, just think about the diamonds and how much diamonds are worth.
Diamonds.
I just feel like
Big
you shouldn't have
George.
to say this, but
It's a good question. We got to check with Radio Ron. It says, will the third place prize continue to be a 30-pack of Milwaukee's Best? Well, it's been different beer every time. And we've tried to hand out that prize, and then people don't pick it up. And then Radio Ron just sits there and you're like, you know what? The hell with it. I'm going to drink it.
Well, that's a shame.
So I'll have to find out.
He's never once shared.
Well, why would he? He owns the place.
That's a good point. I just, it'd just be nice. Just be a nice gesture.
He paid for it. So if he wants to sit there and drink it all in one day, that's up to him.
It's a very good point as well.
Moist one says, can I get the tennis bracelet customized to a specific girth? No, you can't. God, I hope you lose. Angry Texan. Oh, he was gonna say something to Dylan there. He says, howdy, Dylan. That would be me that was giving you a hard time yesterday, and I'm gonna do it again. Don't pick the Yankees. White Sox start their first winning streak in a long time.
Okay.
Don't know if I can get on board with that
I
one.
just can't really. I've watched the White Sox play. I wish I hadn't. I want my time back. I want to send a complaint to Major League Baseball for a refund of the many minutes of my life I spent dedicated to watching the White Sox play baseball in any capacity.
You know what? Pump the brakes on that. People might start coming at us for lost time, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I don't know.
Don't give them ideas.
This is free. I have extra innings.
Radio Ron says there's some unopened bottles of whiskey in your office, Jeffrey. At least there used to be. Well, I took a bunch of that home.
Just clear.
There's still a couple bottles in there, but I took a bunch of it home. I'm like, this is going to start disappearing. So, yeah. Oily Stool says, damn, this show is really stepping up in the world. You're going from giving cash to now diamonds. This might be the most generous radio show in North America, Canada included. I don't know about that, but I'll tell you what, when Diamond Dave's Desert Wholesale Diamonds comes up with a tennis bracelet prize, that ain't a small thing, man. That ain't a small thing.
Mm-hmm.
Berg says, ha, 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 ha. Wait a second. He says, how's there a leader already? It's just a formality. My name used to be up there, but now it's Tar Heel 53. It doesn't mean anything. It's just their algorithm. Soon as the first week is over, you'll see. And that's what I like about this new pool host version. Gridiron Games, I had to do all the work. I had to sit there and look in there and figure out who was in first place. Now they do it for you. It'll show you who the season leader is and who the week one leader is from the main page. I'm like, that's outstanding. I mean, I don't have to do a damn thing.
Yeah.
There ain't gonna be no arguments either. Bing, name shows up. We send it out. Boom, it's over.
Just made your life significantly easier.
Oh my God, the people complained. Prison Wallet says, Prison Wallet is now a Hall of Fame texter. No, you're not. Never said you were a Prison Wallet.
And saying it in the third person doesn't make it so.
Yeah, you can't bully me into making you a Hall of Fame texter just by saying it. Just tech. You know, the other people have tried that. You know who tries that all the time?
Who does?
The Jet.
That's true. And he also does the third person.
How many years has he been trying and failing?
Like
I think I like Prison Wallet enough where, I don't know, maybe someday he could be a Hall of Fame texter.
Does the Jet have just no chance?
I might just do it next time the Jet asks. I'll just make Prison Wallet a Hall of Famer on that day. Next time he asks. Just to have him go, what the hell, man? Chief Skull says, I'm in New Mexico this week. I can't make any bets, so I get to keep my money and not worry about the White Sox-Yankees game. I guess that's one way to go. Tron Slater says, what's up, gentlemen? It's been a while. Anything new? Did Kyler Murray start high school yet? He's being homeschooled, and you know that, Tron Slater. Prison Wallet says, geez, you like me? You really like me? I mean, I like you enough. I mean, let's not get weird. Vermont Dog says, can we just take the cash equivalent for that tennis bracket, yo? Okay, first off, it's not a tennis racket. It's a tennis bracelet. But I don't know. That's a good question. I'll find out. I mean, I feel like you know, there might be somebody in your life you want to give it to. If not today, maybe tomorrow. You know, just a good point. Big George says, what's old is new. We used Pool Host before since it's already remembered me when I tried to log on. No, we didn't. I don't think we've ever used Pool Host. I don't think we did. Brunswick guy says, questions about this Hall of Fame texter thing. When does the committee convey? Do we have to submit a formal application? Are bribes allowed? Okay, let me explain. Yes, bribes are always, they're not just allowed, they're encouraged. We've said that from day one. There's no committee. It's just basically me. And Randy, has opinions on things, but I generally just don't listen to him. So yeah.
Do with that information what you will.
Radio Ron says no. Which one do you think that was for? Was it for the cash value on the tennis bracelet thing? I think it was for the cash value on the tennis bracelet.
Maybe. Yeah.
I feel like it was
either that or a very strong no to me asking him to share some beer, which was just,
there's that.
Just a friendly request. Didn't have to go that far.
Could be both. It could be both.
Yeah, get a 2 for
No.
1. And then that covers just everything. Yeah.
All right, listen, we're running very late. Maybe that's why he's yelling no.
That's also probably true.
Because we're 5 minutes late for a commercial break. And Keon not once did the thing where he told me it was time.
I know. I'm aware.
Well, I know, but now he is too.
Good. Fantastic.
Oh, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Broken bricks, falling fences, damaged doors, Gorilla Glue. Of course. It's incredibly strong and 100% waterproof and bonds, well, virtually everything. While you're at it, look for Gorilla Tape, a heavy-duty double-thick duct tape, and Gorilla Super Glue, great for all your quick fixes and repairs. There's also Gorilla Epoxy, Gorilla Wood Glue, Gorilla Construction Adhesive. Of course. You get it. If you can break it, Gorilla can fix it. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
I always do my best to prep for summer, but sometimes things just come up. And when they do, Kohl's and their great prices are always there for me. I just shopped their summer cyber sale and saved big on everything I was missing, like summer must-haves under $15, floor care essentials for 50% off, and kitchen appliances for 30% off. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So no matter what happens the rest of the summer, I'll be ready. Thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harmon Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast at harmonsolar.com.
My name is Mary Grace. Early diagnosis is key, but make no mistake, it is a devastating disease.
For more information, contact us at alz.org or through the 24/7 helpline at 800-272-3900. Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580. The Fanatic. Bert says, you know what? Big George is right. Remembered me too. So it had to have been when your station first kicked off back in 2017. Good job, fellow Hall of Famer, Big George. Yeah. Okay. Well, boy, I don't have any memory of that. He says it might have been for an NCAA March Madness bracket like a long time ago, like 5 years ago. Okay. I never had anything to do with that then. You know, I didn't start getting involved with that stuff till, I don't know, not then. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Moving on. Let's talk some other things. Or there, or do we got to keep? We don't have to keep. The picks contest isn't even started yet. Okay, everybody relax. I'll tell you what, though, the fantasy football, that is something we will talk about before I get back to talking some baseball stuff. The fantasy football leagues, now the only league in all of the Daily Blender fantasy football leagues that has responded and done the assignment correctly was Blender League number 1. That is the one with Lacrosse Guy and Raven Kid and Random Texter and Screaming Eagle and Big George and Kaler the Quitter and all those guys. Those guys actually were able to, all of them emailed in and said, we're ready to go. We're ready to play. Now, some of the other leagues have 8 people who have responded. Some have 4. So, we're going to send out that threatening email one more time. And if you have not emailed me, you're getting deleted. You're going to be deleted out of the league. And then after that, then what we'll have to do is start moving some people around. And I got a big, long list of new people who are ready to play. They will take the places of the people who didn't email. I don't know. How much more can I do, Keon?
I think that's pretty much everything.
I mean, I don't want to leave anybody out, but I also don't want a bunch of people who get in there and then they just check out and leave. And now you got just nobody, like just driverless cars. You know what I mean?
I think you've given plenty of warning on that. And short of going to someone's house, logging onto their computer and emailing them yourself for them, I don't know what else you can do.
I give and I give. So anyway, so I'm going to send out another email. After that, I'm going to start deleting the teams that have not sent their emails in. And then we'll start placing the newbies into the open slots. And after I go through and I have put people into those slots, once I run out of new people, if I have to, I will close down like League 14, move everybody from there to fill in the empty slots in the other leagues. And so if we end up scuttling one of our leagues to fill up the rest of the leagues, well, by God, that's what I'm going to do. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to have in your guys' leagues 10 people. 10 people. And in the Premier League, what is it, 14? It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
Honestly,
that's what makes the league so hard, is that there's not enough players to go around.
Yeah, I got everybody into that too, by the way. We're finally, all the newbies have moved up. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, feels like 14. But we got 12 people in our league, and that makes it harder. But yeah. So it's just, we just want people to have fun. And so we're taking care of that. Moist One says, you didn't get my email? I already know you're playing, Moist One. We're fine. The Berg says, the Berg. No, I know this is not where we're doing this. It's emails. It has to be an email. The Berg, I got you. You're fine. You're in a Premier League. Premier League, you're like in first class. So not worried about you. Last Optimist says, I responded to the email and into league chat that I'd be playing. I also made the Littlest Optimist respond, let you know she's going to not playing. Yes, I did get that, and I appreciated that. That made it easier for me to take care of what needed to be taken care of, Last Optimist. That's great. She Skulls says, oh my God, Jeffrey's become Republican. He's starting to close up shop on leagues now. What the hell? What? What does that have to do with being Republican?
Yeah, I'm a little confused on that myself.
I'm not. I'm an independent. So I don't know. Berg says, read above. Oh, hold on. Scrolling. When are the USL League players who are being promoted to Premier League to play with us? Well, they're already in there. They just got in there. So if you want to go talk some smack to them, go right ahead. He says, I am the longest reigning fourth dimension player in Premier League. Signed, the Berg. Okay. So it begins. I wonder if he's noticed that the Keon is back in there.
He's mentioned it a couple times.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he noticed. If he hadn't noticed, I wanted to make sure he did.
Of course he noticed. Of course he noticed.
I don't know why he's going to target on your back, but he does.
He does. I don't know what I did to him. I have no idea. But we've got a rivalry for whatever reason. So we'll just roll with it.
I'm just going to look at something. Oh, your first game is against Moist One.
Yeah.
I think the week you and Berg play each other, there should be a mustard bet.
Should be a mustard bet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Average Joe says, oh God, and so it starts. 5 months of Berg talking smack. Yeah, Berg doesn't just talk smack to Keon. He talks smack to everyone not in the Premier League.
Though I did notice last year, Berg was talking smack, got off to a little bit of a slow start.
He did, and he got quiet.
The smack talk died a little bit. And then when he got going finally and then made the playoffs, then and only then did we hear Berg again. So I don't know, Bert. Just seems a little up and down, man.
He says Rosalie are relegated and bye week Keon is back. Oh, I love it. He says mustard is the best. Oh, okay. By the way, what is up with that? What is up? Did somebody donate a bunch of money to that brain cancer charity? And you said, okay, if you donate this much money, I'll just say nice things about mustard for a year. Because that's what I'm thinking has happened. Because seeing you tweet that you like mustard and this right here where you say mustard is the best, I feel like it had to do with either a bet you lost or somebody donating to the cancer research thing you do. I want to know the truth. Average Joe says, wait, why is Keon out of my league and in Premier League? Okay, well, I thought we'd explain this many times.
Yeah, I thought we were clear on this, but
all right, so here's the way the Premier League works. The Premier League has the hosts and, like us, and then also Ralph, and then Rosalie Michaels. And all of us decided and able to open up a space for more super fans in the Premier League that one of us would be relegated out of the Premier League, the worst playing host. And there's 5 of us. There's me, Randy, Keon, Rosalie, Ralph. So now there's only 4 people from the show playing, which opened the door for 8. Count them 8 people from the 4th dimension to play. And every year, 4 in, 4 out for the 4th dimension. And then 1 host in, 1 host out. Well, Keon was the first one relegated the last time. This time, Rosalie Michaels, fantasy girl, and the only reason is because she prioritized her life over fantasy football, and she paid the price.
Yeah. Rookie mistake.
Yeah, she went to Europe for the summer, wasn't around for the draft, auto-drafted.
Such a shame.
By the way, guess what? I auto-drafted too, and I was like in 3rd or 4th place. Just want to feel like that's a win over, and I also was undefeated against her last year too.
Yeah, that's the more important part.
Yeah, that really
the head-to-head record was important here.
Not gonna lie to you, that was really all I cared about. So that's why Average Joe. So this year, whichever one of the hosts play the worst, they're gonna go say goodbye to the Premier League for a year, and then they go back. But that's the thing; we always get to come back. Berg says every year I'll lose 4 or 5 and stink early on my way to the comeback. It's my MO. Yeah, it's an MO that's kept you from winning the Premier League your entire time there. You need a new MO, Berg.
No, I think Berg is
he doesn't care. He's just like, nope.
I make the playoffs every year, and you can't tell me anything because I make the playoffs every year. That's Berg's move, and you know what? It's hard to argue with it.
He doesn't care about winning a championship. He's just like, this is my home, and he's like grasping onto the porch. I'm not going anywhere. Cheese Skull says after a crappy down year last year. Well, now the text line started. Thinking wheel. So I have no idea.
On my way back from the draft party last year,
yeah,
auto drafted Cooper Kupp for me with my first pick, and I'm still bitter about that. Like I just still,
yeah.
Oh, fantastic!
Well,
first pick.
This year, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get it. Cheese Skull thinks he's gonna make the Premier League this year. Everybody hopes to. Everybody wants to. Champions think champion thoughts, Cheese Skull. Okay? Delicious says, how do I earn the right to be in the Premier League? You have to win the league you get put in, and you got to score high to get in the next year. That's how it works, Delicious. Hour 2 of the Daily Blender is next here on 1580, The Fanatic.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
The dilation drops.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. And look at you, hands perfectly placed on the wheel. Not like the driver to the right of you who's really going after that drum solo. Save with DriveWise and the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I always do my best to prep for summer, but sometimes things just come up. And when they do, Kohl's and their great prices are always there for me. I just shopped their summer cyber sale and saved big on everything I was missing, like summer must-haves under $15, floor care essentials for 50% off, and kitchen appliances for 30% off. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So no matter what happens the rest of the summer, I'll be ready. Thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with the surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit talknowaz.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow, but we got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Moist One says, all this smack talk, but nobody's wanting to smack my ready and willing bottom. Yeah, I really didn't think that's where that was going to go.
I really didn't think so either.
Thought he was going to talk about how he has won the Premier League twice, the only person to do so. But no, he went a whole different way.
He did the Moist One thing. Hey, that's exactly what we should expect from him at this point.
I don't know why I didn't pre-read that. Chief Skull says, Jeffrey, why is it New Mexico on the 1580 app? I'm getting 102.7 the Fanatic. Because you're on the wrong Fanatic app. That's why. That's the Palm Springs station. That's Jeff Bloom. I'm going to tell you how to live your life, but I personally would delete that. And go to 1580thefanatic.com. If you go to 1580thefanatic.com and then you click on Listen on the Go and scroll down to download on the App Store. I'm assuming when I say you're downloading on the App Store that you're downloading the 1580 The Fanatic app, then that's what you got. Are you on Android or Apple? You just got to delete that app. Berg says it's all good. King Kitten says mustard goes on all my lunch snacks. I love mustard. Megatron says if we reply to your league message, do we have to email you? Yes. Because I may not see the league message, and I'm trying to let people know that. So even if I've said to you, this does not count, you have to email me, you still have to email me. Chief Skull says, it switches. I swear when I when in town, I get 1580. So you're driving around listening to the 1580 the app, and suddenly it switches to 102.7? That doesn't even sound possible.
I don't even know how that would happen, but okay.
That doesn't sound like it. Are you sure you've got the right app? Does it say 1580 The Fanatic on your app, Chief Skull? That doesn't make sense.
That really doesn't.
Kiss the Cook says, with Randy being the vice president and Keon, well, that'd be Kim Speaker of the House, being the self-proclaimed president pro temp is almost better than Hall of Fame texter. None of what you said carries any even morsel of reality, Kiss the Cook. Like 0%.
None of those positions are positions. First of all, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm. I gotta hit translate because Pierre is texting in. Mr. Frenchy French. Mr. O'Brien, I hope I am considered for the texting Hall of Fame. No, you're too new, man. You are too new, Pierre. Yeah, I am a loyal listener who even listens to the show during the copulation. How many of your listeners can say that? Quite a few.
What show do you think you're listening to?
Skull, check your phone and make sure it doesn't have the 102.7 app on it. Hold on, I gotta look. There might be a link or something on the 1580 app that will allow you to hook up to our sister station, where it says other stations. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I see what's going on here. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't know what to tell you, Chief Skull. But if you click on the little menu thing, it says other stations. I think you can flip it back to 1580. I'll have to let the nerds know about that. Average Joe says, so Berg is actually the fantasy football equivalent of the Dallas Cowboys. Consistently makes the playoffs, doesn't win, talks smack, thinks he's the best, holds on to that one championship maybe won 30 years ago. No, I wouldn't say he's as bad as the Cowboys. Berg says 1580 app is fine. It's on 1580. Yeah, I know, Berg. What he says when he's like driving through the countryside, all of a sudden it becomes 102.7 for some reason. That's a weird glitch. All right, can we talk some sports stuff now, please?
We sure can.
So this actually has something to do with the fantasy football. Now, be happy that here at the Daily Blender, when we play fantasy football, the worst thing that's going to happen is maybe you get relegated from Premier League down to a regular league.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the worst thing that'll happen to you. We don't do punishments. We don't do the fantasy football punishments. The only punishment we have is getting tossed out of Premier League. Past that, nothing else. Keon has borne that punishment. He was the first one that we've ever done that to. He bears the shame of being the first man that's got chucked, as a host, at least.
Worse things have happened.
I can't think of many. So that, we don't do punishments, but a lot of people have their leagues. They do some hilarious punishments. You see a guy wearing a diaper walking down the street with a sign says, I'm bad at fantasy football. And you're like, loser. Well, watching the baseball and the Rays are playing the Houston Astros, and this poor clown in Florida over there at Tropicana Field, literally a clown. He's got a shirt on that says, I suck at fantasy football. And he's wearing full on clown, sad clown makeup. And he's sitting there with his girlfriend or wife, and she's just kind of like, the reason I'm here is I want to be on TV. I want to look hot on TV because I'm going to use this for my dating profile. she's only there. That's her farewell date with this guy.
Yeah,
that is like full on impressive sad clown makeup, and his shirt says, I suck at fantasy football. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But look at the look on her face. I'm having a hard time getting this thing to focus, but the look on her face is just like, I don't know if we're going to make it to the parking lot. I'll probably have a new man by then, and it won't be named you. That's horrible. Of course, he got on TV from this. They spotted him.
You have to. You have to, because now you need to understand the story of how it is that a man showed up at a baseball game completely dressed as a clown who apparently sucks at fantasy football. Like, you need the explanation for that.
He's a crying on the outside, crying on the inside kind of clown.
He's about to be a very single kind of clown.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing you don't tell your wife or girlfriend about.
You just go to that game alone.
Honey, I got to go do something. What are you doing? Don't worry about it. Okay.
Just say, no, I'm going to go watch the baseball game with the guys.
Just trust me.
But then you go by yourself and bear that shame alone.
The look on
without her
face.
knowing. No, that relationship's over.
There will be nothing on this man touched. Nothing on him.
That look is the Grim Reaper of relationships.
Yeah. It's just
how you know it's done.
Pour one out for our friend. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta be honest though. I both love and hate the idea of the fantasy football punishments.
It depends on what they are.
But I just really hate the idea of it happening to me.
Of course.
I've never been last place in a fantasy football league, which means my time is probably coming. All the years I played fantasy football, I've never been generally lower than fourth place most of the time. But like the White Sox suddenly winning a game, you don't want it to happen to you. You don't want to be on that
depends
side
on what
of it.
the punishment is too, because I had a friend one time, and her fantasy football punishment was if you lose, you have to eat 30 eggs. And I was like, does it matter how you cook them? She was like, not really. I was like, how long do you have to eat them? It's 24 hours. That I could do that easily.
Yeah.
That I could be done with that by the time, the morning's through. That's a punishment. I might just do that next week just because.
Would you rather wear diapers and hold a sign that says I suck at fantasy football, or sad clown makeup?
Sad clown.
I'd rather wear the diaper.
Side clown. I don't. You're not getting me in a diaper.
I'd rather, because I don't want to put on clown makeup.
I mean, I don't want to do either. But the diaper just feels more embarrassing to me.
I look good with my shirt off. I ain't worried
with the
about
clown makeup. You might not recognize me.
If you look good with your shirt off, go with the diaper.
We may not be there yet. We're better than we were. We may not be there just yet.
All right.
So I'm going clown makeup.
So I don't know who he was rooting on, but I imagine if he was a local, he was rooting on the Rays. Well, they lost too. So it was just a loser night.
Add insult to injury. Your baseball team loses. You get to celebrate losing in fantasy football, and potentially you might have lost your girlfriend to the next guy that didn't look like a literal clown.
Monkey Puncher says, thank you for explaining the pictures in great detail on the radio. I apologize for giving you a hard time about it yesterday.
You are not actually sorry because you bring it up every day.
Well, I don't even care.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's okay. I'm not mad.
Don't say sorry and then do the thing you're trying to apologize for. Then I have to be under the impression you're not actually sorry.
It is a female thing to do, isn't it? And then she'll bring this up next year.
Brunswick guy does it too, but it's fine.
It's like 6 to 8 weeks, 6 to 9 months later, she's going to be like, "Oh yeah, how about the time you were talking about pictures on the radio?" Like, well, we're not even talking about that right now. What's going on? Donnie just gave me the bird.
Wait, what for?
Because he knows I'm going to talk about it. He knows I'm going to mention how, and I'm not happy about it. But it is a very Vikings thing to break your quarterback right when things look like they might go well for you. JJ McCarthy is going to have surgery for torn meniscus in his knee. Now, whether it's going to be a repair where they trim it, or if it's going to be like a full-on surgery, we're not exactly sure yet. One gets you back quick. The other one, it's going to be 8 weeks, 12 weeks, something like that for that. So, that's why Donnie is flying the bird.
Already giving you the bird.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
I'm not even mad.
To be fair, JJ McCarthy shouldn't be playing until about week 10 anyway. So this means you don't have to force him in there. If Sam Darnold looks terrible, you're just kind of stuck with Sam Darnold, and the fans can't, just move things along by being generally disgruntled, which I imagine they will be this season. The Vikings look bad.
They've had bad luck with Sam's, and I think you know what I'm talking about. Let me give you the history, just for you, Donnie. So J.J. McCarthy tears his meniscus, and he had a pretty nice little game in the preseason, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Look solid. Looked like he belonged out there.
Weirdly, last year, Kirk Cousins killing it, looking like the MVP. Oh, he tore his Achilles. 2017, Sam Bradford looking good week 1, and then the knee goes to crap.
Which was the story of Sam Bradford's entire career. But continue.
A lot of Sams.
And
then Teddy Bridgewater in 2016, a devastating knee injury in the, I think it was preseason.
Yeah.
I think, no, it was practice. It wasn't even a game.
It was in the preseason time frame, but at practice. Yeah.
Vikings are cursed. And I'm pretty sure it's Donnie's fault.
I don't know if you could pin it all on him.
He's been alive since then.
I mean, sure.
He talks a lot of crap.
It's a lot of people.
No, it's on Donnie. I mean, all of the because it's not Chief Skull.
Well, it can't be Chief Skull.
It's not him. It's Donnie. Chief Skull should be mad at Donnie.
Donnie single-handedly pulling down the average karma of Vikings fans by himself.
Chief Skull, he's so cool. He's trying to listen to us in New Mexico. He says, hey, if I use the 1580 app on my phone, which is Apple, I get 1580 the Fanatic. If I use the 1580 app on my truck, which is Apple AirPlay, off my phone, I get 102.7. Translation, your app is messed up. No, it's not. It's our nerds.
Well,
I don't know anything about iPhones.
Yeah, they're not as messed up as they're going to be, the nerds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's going to be a warpath forged after this show.
We're still trying to get the damn Android app back up there.
What are they saying now?
Through our site. You can still get it through our site, but if you go to the Play Store, you can't find it.
Have they given an answer on what happened?
Things. They just say nerdy things.
Oh my God.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Baker's Cocky Hen says, we are agreeing to punishments for last place blender contestants, correct? No, we're not doing it.
If you in your league want to sort that out amongst yourselves and you agree, you go on right ahead, but we're not organizing any punishments.
Right. It's not sanctioned. It's not sanctioned by the Daily Blender. Hefty Lefty says, it's not a punishment unless you're a chicken having to eat your own eggs. 30 eggs over the course of a day is like a cakewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eggs are easy to eat.
I mean, I could
get your cholesterol way up. Though.
I mean, you're going to have one day where your doctor is going to be very disappointed in you, but
Monkey Puncher's mad at you. She says, Keon, you don't know me. I am genuinely apologizing. Don't you tell me how I feel.
I'm just telling you what your actions are saying. I don't know you, but I know what you are literally doing, which is saying something, saying that you're sorry for something, and then doing the thing you're apologizing for. Which, look, if you can be apologetic and do that, fine. Being a insanely inconsistent human being, that's entirely on you. But your actions are absolutely the antithesis of what it is that you are trying to say you're doing.
This is how I know you've never been married. I see you trying to reason with a woman.
I mean, I've never been married, but I was in a relationship for 6 years.
You should know better.
By the end of it, she was tired of me. So, it is what it is.
Sir Drives a Lot says, the bird is the word. Berg says Sam Darnold sees ghosts. That's true.
That's true. That is true.
Especially all the ghosts.
He's in Minnesota.
Vikings quarterbacks.
Actually, he should go to that Milwaukee hotel.
Oh yeah,
because then he'd actually see the ghosts, and then he could
prove he enjoyed it though.
Prove to Mookie whether or not they're actually real.
Chosen One says, as a Vikings fan, while this injury sucks, this makes sure he isn't forced into starting role before he's ready. Yeah, I know. I heard you say this, and I heard Keon say it, but here's the problem with that. He's not able to practice. A lot of times when you're the rookie quarterback sitting behind a veteran, you're still in practice. You're still going through your reps. You're still learning stuff. Going to be harder for J.J. McCarthy coming back from an injury. You almost hope you don't need to see him until next season. But since it's Sam Darnold and it's also the Vikings,
Yeah,
who's next up after
you
who
do
else on that depth chart because they're going to play.
I'm gonna have to pull it up. You do need to practice, obviously, but for a lot of rookies, just learning the verbiage, which he didn't have a whole lot of in college, learning the playbook, which was very basic for him in college. Like there are going to be things that he can absolutely gain just not being forced to play. Backup quarterback is Nick Mullins.
I love this so much.
Nick
I hate that JJ McCarthy. I'm sorry he got hurt. I never want only one person in this entire NFL that I actually want hurt, and it's Deshaun Watson. Outside of that, I feel bad for him, but it is very Vikings. Baker's cocky hen says Brunswick guy is pretty feminine, complains about the yelling, and then lets the kids listen to it and go through the trauma anyway. I don't know why that makes him feminine, but it does make him a horrible, horrible father.
Yeah.
And Brunswick guy on cue. You genuinely scare my kids when you yell, Keon.
Brunswick guy, your kids are soft, and
When
that's
was
all
he
I have to
yelling?
say to you. That's the thing. I don't know. He blew it out of proportion. It's his whole bit. It's his only bit. It's not funny. It's not interesting that your kids are raised to be exactly like you are. Nothing about you is fascinating at all. So I got nothing, man. I got nothing.
You want to save up because Monkey Puncher's coming at you like a whirlwind.
I have plenty today.
Monkey Puncher says, don't be condescending to me, Keon. I don't need to be mansplained how I feel. I'm done with this show.
It's
oh man, you just made somebody stop listening. Why would you do that?
I didn't mansplain anything to you.
I was just happy because she actually apologized to me, and then you just told her it wasn't a real apology, and now she's mad.
You say one thing and do another thing.
I'm just an innocent bystander.
That's not what being sorry is, and I will not apologize for that.
She was apologizing to me,
but that's not
you.
It's not a mansplain thing. That's just a fact. If you say another thing and do something else, you're not being completely honest.
I feel like I got caught in the crossfire.
You kind of did, and I'm sorry about that.
All
I'm
right.
sorry about that because your apology,
It's all right.
your apology should have been actually sincere. That's all I'm saying.
You were looking out for me and everything, but now he just lost Monkey Puncher.
Yeah, well,
first Fed fan, now this. Average Joe says, "Come back, Monkey Puncher." Mr. Pink Eye says, "How about this? Last place has to dog sit for Randy."
His dogs are pretty delightful. That doesn't seem like a bad. Like, where would the punishment be? Cecil's a very, very good dog, and Blue looks fun.
This is how weird the show is. You know, mansplaining, talking about dogs, chewing things. Baker's cocky hens now just sends me a picture of a very deeply stoned little dog. It says, "My baby girl was spayed today. She's not acting like a crazy terrorist for once." Yeah, because she's on meds, like heavy duty ones by the look of her. God. The Jet says, "Keon, when it comes to arguing with women, you got two choices. You can be right or you can be happy." Yeah, you're right.
And I'm correct very often.
Bear Claw says, "Is Dylan trying to impress Monkey Puncher with all these bets he gives out? It almost reads like a novel." Oh, he's trying to explain to you the thinking behind it.
Yeah,
You can learn a lot by reading that stuff.
Because if you want to fade him, it'd be at least good to know why he was thinking what he was thinking. And you might have come around and agree, or you might disagree anyway, but at least you understand why the bet's being placed.
Sir Drives a Lot says, "I thought the object of radio was to get more listeners." Oh, you have not listened to the Daily Blender how long, have you? You are new around here.
That is the goal. Yeah. That we mixed results. We've got mixed results.
Hefty Lefty says, "I prefer to manspread rather than mansplain." You might need to mansplain with manspread. No, don't. Just don't.
Just don't.
Yeah, actually, now I thought about it.
It's not as bad as it sounds, but just let it go.
Hamilton Porter says, "The worst Teddy Bridgewater injury is that concussion he got where he was knocked out cold snoring on national television." I guarantee you he'll still say it was the knee.
The knee, because if you hear about the knee, and he was awake for every second of it, and the stories that I've heard from the camp was like the players were just throwing up on the field, like they just ended practice because a bunch of guys puked when they saw what happened to his knee. So
Yeah, I remember it like it was 2016.
yeah, so I wouldn't put the concussion above that one.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we're changing the damn subject. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Is this house a good price compared to others in the area? Are prices going up or down? If I don't make an offer right this very moment, will I miss my chance? These are just some of the questions a home buyer might ask. And these are the sorts of questions an agent who is a realtor can help answer. Because realtors have the expertise, data, and access to specialty training to help you navigate the process of buying a home. They provide support, guidance, and have your back every step of the way. That's what realtors do, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Volunteer now. Help vulnerable and oftentimes overlooked children in Arizona. Court-appointed special advocates, known as CASAs, are assigned to children as advocates during their experience in the foster care system. Volunteer now. You can change the life of a child for the better. Visit azcourts.gov/volunteer to learn about court-appointed special advocates. That's azcourts.gov/volunteer. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Supreme Court.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. I'm trying to change the subject, guys. This is just a weird Tuesday, isn't it?
It really is.
It doesn't help that I'm exhausted. I have not slept well the last couple of nights, so anything could happen. Silly Wabbit says, I think the Fanatic morning show chairs are haunted by an obnoxious fat guy and an obnoxious dude. Well, that could have been any number of past morning shows. Oh, no. You got to be more specific, Silly Wabbit. Screaming Eagle says, hi, guys. I might have missed it, but when is the fantasy football draft? I don't know. I don't know yet. It's either going to be Friday the 23rd or Saturday the 24th. Don't know yet. Still waiting to hear some things. Brunswick guy says, I might have to join Monkey Puncher and take a break. Keon doesn't seem to like me much and doesn't like how I raise my kids. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like the way you raise your kids either.
Yeah. And personally, Brunswick, I haven't liked you for a while, but that's neither here nor there.
Keon's a little more salty towards you than I am, but
can't imagine why.
Yeah, it's a little thing called earbuds. You know, just put them on. Don't make your kids listen to this nonsense. Bear Claw says, I was referring to Dylan's other bets to consider on the website. There's 10 of them listed. No, I know, man. Listen, He was killing it with those. He might have gotten his bets that he talked about on air bad, but he got those other ones, man. A high amount of correctness. I mean, if you were to individually bet all the stuff he bets on a daily basis, you'd be rich. Random Texter says, "Afternoon, gentlemen. I use that term loosely. You don't even have to say that. We know." He says, "When I left the show yesterday, Randy needed a cable for his internet. I said there was a Radio Shack in Show Low where he could get one. He's still not back from Show Low? Did he actually go there?" Well, yesterday he got Miss Kim picked him up one real quick. Today he just couldn't make it in. None of your business. A Hefty Lefty says, "From what I heard about that Teddy Bridgewater knee injury, it was Sean Livingston levels of bad."
Oh God.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. King Kenton says, "When is that fantasy football live mock draft?" We don't do what? Are you talking? Okay. What? We don't. What? Did that make any sense to you?
You're gonna have to read that one again.
When is the fantasy football live mock draft on the Blender broadcast? It's not. It's just
why would we do a fantasy football mock draft
or a mock draft for the fantasy? Just am I going to just sit here and pretend to know what Keon's going to pick first? I don't know. I am going to have fake Andy Reid pick our draft order, which will then be duplicated again across every single fantasy football league that the Daily Blender has. That will happen, I think, at the latest this weekend. So I know we're pushing it, but you try to handle 14 different leagues and begging everybody to send you an email so you know who to delete and who not to delete. This ain't easy. Hamilton Porter says, "Teddy Bridgewater or Alex Smith, which was worse?" Well, of course, Alex Smith. That was worse.
Yeah, that one was bad.
That
was
bones coming out of the leg. You automatically win.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater's had a gruesome knee injury. I don't think his kneecap popped out and was like spinning on the turf or anything.
I mean, as far as we know,
could it have? No.
I don't know. I remember Mahomes had that one knee injury where his kneecap was down by his ankle.
Oh yeah, that thing went down to his socks.
Yeah. Oh.
Last Optimist says, Keon's mock draft. It's in April, isn't it? Yeah, we mock his draft then.
Yeah, for the actual draft. You don't do a fantasy mock draft for everyone. Who does that help?
Kentucky Queen, she says, "I'm looking into playing fantasy football league. I don't know much about it. Will you be having a fantasy football course that we can take before the season?" That's an interesting idea.
It's not a bad idea. I just don't know.
Never heard of it.
What to?
You just got to figure it out by doing it.
Like Screaming Eagle just joined. You know, I think the first year I was here and just did a pretty solid job, just learning on the fly.
Yeah, I was kind of his tutor.
Okay.
He was texting me questions and stuff all the time, and I was answering. I never got mad or nothing. You know, he didn't know any. He didn't know. He's a smart guy. The dude is a surgeon, and even for him, he was like, "Okay, so what does this mean?" Well, he figured out pretty quick because he's a smart guy. Kentucky Queen, if you email me questions as you go, I'll answer your questions same way I did for Screaming Eagle.
And if we have the fantasy experts on, make sure you ask your questions there because they know. Yes. They know on a higher level what's going on.
Yes. So Kentucky Queen, if you want to play, best thing to do is just join up Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. And for everybody who has sent in emails, I know I haven't put you into a league yet, but that's going to happen here in the next day or two. Like I said, I got to find out who is playing and who's not playing, and then start plugging you guys into those spots. So if you are wondering why you're not in a league yet, that is why. Hang in there. 888-368-1580. Pierre says, lots of sweet people on this show. If I had stopped listening to every insult directed at myself and to my French people, I would have stopped listening about 100 times ago. I should have tried harder.
That's really just a failure on our part, honestly. No, just kidding.
The Berg says, whoever just asked for fantasy advice, go draft anybody you want. Also, just do the opposite of what Keon does.
Ah, he's back. And he's back.
Here's Evil Berg.
I refuse to talk trash until I have a team. So you have some
It's
fun.
also a good point.
Yeah.
See how
Like,
we all draft.
Yeah, I don't have any players. Like, what am I trash talking for?
Quiet Cannon says, I just joined the show and I heard about a gross injury. Anyone remember the grossness of that compound break? Which one? You talking about Cameron Hayward? You talking about Paul George? You talking about Alex Smith? Are you talking about
Kevin Ware, Sean Livingston?
Yeah. Who else? Joe Theismann.
Joe, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
That was a bad
Quiet
one.
Cannon says, yep, Joe Theismann. That's the one. Remember it like it was yesterday. I was a small child watching the football on Monday Night Football, and they replayed that, I think, at least 80 times. And they slowed it down where his leg was bending, snap.
Yeah. Just why would they do that? And then of course the freakiness of the Alex Smith injury is that it happened like 20 years to the day after the Joe Theismann injury. So it's just like, oh,
that should scare Mookie Betts right there.
FedEx Field is actually cursed, Mookie. Don't go there.
True thing. True. Kentucky Queen says, oh, you have fantasy experts on the show. Well, that'll help a lot. Can we text in our questions? Absolutely. Every Thursday at 4 p.m. for a half hour before we go to Thursday Night Football. You can ask all your questions you want. But here's the thing. If you have procedural questions, how to use the site kind of stuff, email me. Don't ask those questions on air because they don't know that stuff.
It's different from website to website.
They'll just help you with your players. And Kentucky Queen says, I actually like Keon. That's not a nice thing to say, Mr. Berg. I'm sure Keon is very good at fantasy football. Yeah, that's not true. I'm sorry to inform you, Kentucky Queen.
Yeah, I haven't had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to pile on.
It hasn't been bad. Like,
well, you were the first one thrown out of the Premier League.
Yeah, of the hosts. I wasn't like last in the league.
No, not last.
Okay, so
yeah, you're
like,
right.
Like it hasn't been good, but like it also hasn't been like the worst thing ever.
Mr. AZ Sports says, what app do you use for fantasy? We use the NFL.com one. I know people like their apps. Oh, I like Yahoo better. Or I like the ESPN. I mean, we moved away to one of the other apps and then hated it and came back. We just, this show, the way we do things, of course, here he is. NFL's bad. Well, then don't play with us. There you go. Problem solved.
I've never had any trouble with it.
The Jet says you should start scheduling Ralph for Thursday at 5 p.m.
Okay.
Thanks, Jet.
All right.
The Berg says, I don't have any players. 4:33 p.m. The Keon Rose fantasy football story, year after year. He says, all love, Keon.
No, I know.
He says, you got it this year.
Me and Berg go back and forth. That's fine, man. Like, I trash talk him, he trash talks me back. But this time, for real, Berg, you don't have players either. None of us has any players. We have not drafted yet.
Sir Drives a Lot wants to know if it's Attack Keon Day. It can be, if you guys want it to be. I mean, I have a whole show pulled, but listen, I got an hour and a half left. If you just want to attack Keon, I'm not going to get in the way. Although he did stick up for me. So no, not today. Today is not Attack
Today's
Keon
not
Day.
the day.
Yeah.
There's going to be some other day where I'm just going to be left hanging in the wind.
Yeah, like when I'm not here.
You know, we'll see how that goes, I suppose.
T Leisure says, so I assume you'll email me back. Let me know what league I am in. No, I'm not. I'm going to let you just guess and wonder. Of course, I'm going to email you. You'll get an email from NFL.com telling you, hey, come in. You're going in this league, T-Licious. Quiet Cannon says, I cranked out some projected numbers. If the Diamondbacks continue on their current pace, they'll end up with the best record in Major League Baseball. Really? Here's the thing about that. These injuries, I think, are going to kind of slow us down a little bit right now.
At the current pace is what the projection is. So, like,
Right.
you'd have to assume that injuries aren't a factor in this current pace at all. And I just don't know how that is the case.
I hope you're right, but I can't say that I would project that at this moment. Not at this moment. So the numbers are in, and I guess NBC had a lot of viewers for the Paris Olympics. 30.2 million viewers average. That is their average numbers. That is huge. That is actually huge. And Peacock's Gold Zone was very, very popular with peoples. Did you ever watch that?
I ended up not watching it actually, which I thought I'd watch it more, but I ended up watching, whatever individual event I wanted to watch wound up being on at a pretty reasonable time. So I just watched it.
T-Licious says, I'm sorry. My bad. Sorry to sound like a newbie. Well, you are a newbie if you're going to take that personally. We love you, T-Licious.
We're so much meaner than that. Just don't.
So here we are.
Don't hang on to any of that.
We're here telling people you're mean, and then T-Licious comes in. So I get an email. Shut up. Okay. That's fine. It's all good, T-Licious. It's all good. Yeah, I should be nicer to people who are new at the fantasy football. Kentucky Queen says, so we use the NFL app for fantasy football. Good to know. Hope I can go against Mr. Berg and put him in his place. Well, you got to earn your way into the Premier League. I'll explain all this to you more a little bit later. You won't get to play with Berg right away. But yes, it's the NFL fantasy football app. So I don't think it's the actual NFL app. So be careful with that. Listen, if you want to play, you send me an email, blender@1580thefanatic.com. And when the time comes, you will get an email instructing you where to go, what to do. All will be fine. So Kentucky Queen, T-Licious, and anyone else, blender@1580thefanatic.com. Now I feel bad because I was hard on T-Licious.
Yeah, he was just kind of asking an innocent question.
There's a lot of friendly fire on this show.
Yeah. just don't take it personal. Sleep it off and forget what happened today, tomorrow.
I think he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Angry Texan says, I like the Olympic coverage on the Peacock. Gold Zone was entertaining. Got me excited for the football season. Wait, what? How did Olympic coverage get you excited?
I guess the Gold Zone is preparing you for the Red Zone. That's the only connection I've got.
I don't like the Red Zone.
I like the Red Zone, but like not by itself. I like if I'm watching a game, like I'm watching the Commanders or something like that, then I got the Red Zone kind of gets me all the other games so I can kind of keep an eye on what's going on.
Oh, the wife and I are playing a game of NFL Chicken right now because the discounted version of the NFL Sunday Ticket goes away after August 15th.
Okay. That's 2 days from now.
First, I told her, I says, I don't think we need the Red Zone. I mean, I don't think we need the Sunday Ticket. And she's like, yeah, but that was like March. Now she's like, we're not going to get the Sunday Ticket. I was like, no, she's like, well, I feel like what? So what are we watching? Whatever's on the local. She's like, ooh,
that's once you go Sunday Ticket, it's hard to go back to just watching whatever game they give you because
she's like a lot of Seahawks then, huh? Yeah.
A lot
it's gonna be a lot of Seahawks games.
A lot of Niners.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Niners. Uh-huh.
Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Cowboy games.
Can't avoid them.
And a lot of Troy Aikman on the Cowboys.
A little bit of Raiders.
Yeah.
If you want to watch Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew really get to work.
So we're just sort of like looking at each other like, we're not going to do this. We're going to do this. I feel like we're going to do this. Mr. AZ Sports is saying the same thing that Ralph says. Enroll into college and you get the Sunday Ticket for $199. Yeah, and I'm working on like my doctorate. And it's going to cost me like $80,000. I don't feel like that's price.
That really only works for if you should so happen to already have children who are in college.
Yeah,
if you're
I'm a couple of years away from that with my current set of kids. And then, wait, we got a kid in college. No, wait, that's not true. We have a kid in college right now.
Well, you need to get that email address.
Ooh, you're gonna have to discuss this with the wife.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. AZ Sports. Yeah, when you said it, it worked. Ralph says stuff.
It just didn't click at all.
It's different coming from Mr. AZ Sports, I guess. Even though he's a whiner about the NFL fantasy football app. T-Licious says, I'm not a pansy. We good. All right, even if we weren't, I wouldn't have called you a pansy. Just don't know why you're making it weird. Chief Skull says the Red Zone is like a lefty. Kind of annoying. Like a communist? Last Optimist says all those local game options sound significantly better than my local game options of Falcons, Saints, Panthers. Where are you? Are you still in Florida?
In the South somewhere.
Big George says they're increasing the price by $30 for the NFL Sunday ticket on YouTube TV if you don't renew soon. Biggest ripoff on the face of the planet. I'll be satisfied with the NFL Red Zone. Don't like the Red Zone, like to watch full game. Don't like the local options. I don't think I have a choice. Legally. If you know what I mean. All right, we got to take a break. It's the Daily Blunder here on 1580, The Fanatic.
When you were young, all you wanted in the summer was an ice cream truck to roll by. Now, you just can't wait for the Harbor Freight parking lot sale to roll around. And it'll be here this weekend. Maybe you're looking to fill up that tool chest. Maybe you're looking for a tool chest to fill up. You'll save money either way. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until August 18th, 2024. While supplies last. Limitations apply.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
Volunteer now. Help vulnerable and oftentimes overlooked children in Arizona. The Foster Care Review Board is a panel that advises our juvenile courts on the best interests of children in out-of-home care. Volunteer now. You can change the life of a child for the better. Visit azcourts.gov/volunteer to learn about the Foster Care Review Board. That's azcourts.gov/volunteer. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Supreme Court.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Arizona's new home for sports.
Steady Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hey, let me ask you a question real fast. You know, when Randy's on the show and he takes his headphones off and it suddenly sounds like we're doing the show in a stadium because speakers are like echoing and loud?
Yeah.
Does that happen when I take my headphones off?
No.
Okay. Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure.
Because my wife is like, oh my God, your headphones are so loud. I'm going to read a text and I'm going to do the thing with my headphones that he does. Okay.
Okay.
I should stop. Mrs. Chief Skull is a lefty. She may smack me with that left hand. Not even close.
Not even close.
When I've got a little cool little headphone holder here on my my desk thing, right? So when I'm sitting in the chair, I hang it on this little holder. It's really cool. I don't know why we don't all have one, but my wife was sitting over there and she's like, "Oh my God, that's so loud! I can hear that from here." I'm like, "Yeah, that's not that bad." She's like, "It's very loud." Like, I don't feel like it's that loud.
Huh?
If she had been in a room with Randy when he took his headphones off, she would never say another word to me about my headphones.
I really don't think so. Randy will be about 2 or 3 feet away from his mic and take his headphones off, and you'll still hear it.
Well, even if, or sometimes like he'll just kind of even move his headphone a little bit, and you hear this echo. I feel like I'm on stage again.
Just how are his ears capable of handling that every day?
I don't know. That's the way it's always been, and he damaged one of my ears because I had to share the same plug with him.
Oh no!
And he had it loud, so I was like this. And during the commercials, for some dumb reason, when I was a kid, I thought I had to hear the music. And so we're sitting there just talking in the studio, and I'd always have this one on. And so I have like a little bit of hearing damage because of Randy here. So his ears have always been this bad.
Wow.
Swave Dave says, I can see Jeffrey now Breaking Bad to get NFL Sunday ticket via college students. You think I'm going to cook meth just to get? I got money, Dave. I can just buy it. I'm pretty sure because I do this show, it's a tax write-off. If you think about
it genuinely is.
Last Optimist says, "Yep, I'm in the Florida Panhandle, otherwise known as Florabama." Man, Florabama. King Kitten says, "I put the Gold Zone Olympics on Roku at home and on my phone at work all the time. I love it." Well, good for you, King Kittens. I don't like, I like to see the entire game. I like to see how it all plays out. I like to see the natural pace and rhythm of an NFL football game.
I prefer that too. That's, why I usually go to a sports bar. But if I can't, for whatever reason, and I'm watching from home, then one game goes on the big screen, then everything else is red zone.
I mean, he hit the mute button a lot when it's Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. Wish there was an alternate English broadcast for that.
Wouldn't that be nice? The best we've got is the Manning cast.
Al Michaels here. I've just happened to be here in the alternate broadcast. Yeah, that would be amazing. So, remember we were saying how Nikola Jokic never looked happier than when he won bronze. Man, stand there with his countrymen, and they came home to a hero's welcome after the Olympics were over. And it was the first time since 2016 in Rio that their team got it. So he was just, man, they were happy. Man, that was the happiest face I've ever seen of Nikola Jokic until I saw a photograph of him at the racetrack. He loves his horses.
He loves
more than he loved that medal. More than he loved that NBA trophy. This man loves him some horses.
Yeah, he even last season at the beginning of the year, it was still preseason. He was talking to Jamal Murray, and Jamal just kind of sits down by him, and he goes, "So, what are you looking at?" And it was just he lit up. He just started talking about his horses, and he was like, "Yeah, no, this horse is racing next week," and like he has a whole stable of horses, and he likes taking care of them, and he likes racing them, and I can't really say that that's a bad hobby.
No.
He loves it more than his actual basketball career, which
could also be money laundering for the Russian mafia. But hey, listen, what do I know? Wait, Serbia, is that the Russians?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, just one day after he won the bronze, Nikola Jokic was in the winner's circle with his horse Breno Lamar. He won the biggest race of the day. So there you go. I don't know. Some small, it's kind of like I would imagine it's like a Turf Paradise race. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not like a Churchill Downs sort of thing.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, he's loving life. He's having a good time. And seeing him smile is just not something we're used to.
No, it's just not how he carries himself normally. But he apparently does have a few things that make him really happy. The other time is when he was like with his daughter, his kid. He loves her a lot too. So that's about it. It's horses, it's the nation of Serbia, and it's his kids.
Good for him. Kentucky Queen says, "You actually do this show as a tax write-off, Jeffrey? Bless your heart." Hey, don't bless your heart, me. These fighting words. Don't think I don't know what that means.
You absolutely can do that. And people do.
I do this as a job, and parts of it I can write off on my taxes. So there. Quiet Cannon says, "Randy's dog. What need air protection with those earphones of Randy's dog blasting out that audio?" I don't know what he's saying.
Ooh,
I don't know what he's saying.
I'm usually pretty good at kind of putting together a text that maybe fell apart because of speech to text or something. I got nothing with that one. I cannot help you. I do not know what you mean. I just have no clue.
Seabass says, breaker, check 1, 2, 3. Blender boys, Seabass here, transversing this great country, currently driving through New Mexico. Wait, what? We got 2 truck drivers going through New Mexico right now, Chief Skull and Seabass. You're not the same person, are you? That makes me squint. But anyways, he says, keep up the entertainment for me and my buddies, 10-4, over and out.
I don't think they're the same guy.
I don't think so.
But also,
I don't know anymore. The people
New Mexico's our neighboring state. The odds can't be that crazy. Right?
Well, I'm just saying, well, it is actually, because when you have people listening to the show and they're truck drivers, you would think they'd be all over the place. Not 2 people who listen to the show currently driving truck through New Mexico.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on what company you work for and all those things.
I find that odd. I do find that odd. But Seabass, stay safe out there, and good to hear from you. 10-4. Am I supposed to say something else?
Oh, don't ask me that.
Breaker.
I don't know all the trucker words.
Hefty Lefty says they may have a normal route they take. Chief Skull says, I'm not a truck driver like Seabass. I just drive a pickup truck. Oh, you said you're driving your truck. So what do you do, Chief Skull? King Kitten says, did anybody else see Mike Tirico interview Bob Costas and Al Michaels? Bob was neat and very informative. Al was frumpy and disheveled. Well, what do you need Al to be? What do you need him to be all dolled up for you? Al's like, I'm over this. You know,
Al is the guy that at this point he loves the work, and he just rolls out of bed and does the work. He's not interested in being presentable or looking good.
Here's what Al loves: a good steak, a good bet, ASU, and that's anything else he doesn't care.
Yeah,
that's the vibe I get from.
And if he can,
Big
if
Al.
he can still call a great game.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, Jeffrey, when you're talking truck driver, you in with over and out. Well, I don't want to say over and out because he might turn off his radio. See, I'm thinking.
No,
Keon already cost us a couple of listeners today. I'm not gonna.
I can't do more, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to alienate another one. Silver Pop says 2 truck drivers in the same place, same time. Sounds kind of sus to me. Not reading the other part. Pink Eye says, are the truck drivers delivering meth for the Jeffrey operation? I'm not Breaking Bad. There is no operation. I would love a storage shed filled with about 80 million. Not happening. Also not happening is Jordan Childs not getting her medal. It's done. It's over. They will not reconsider the decision. And so this is weird because the United States, was told, okay, here's a score. These people get the medal. And the United States says, well, wait. You need to check that again. And they checked it and they're like, oh my God, you're right. We scored it wrong. So yes, she does get the medal. And then somebody came back and said, wait, no. They didn't do it in enough time. So you can't give them the medal. And so then they're like, nope, you don't get the medal. But the United States came back and said, no, wait, we did. We have a video that shows that. And they're like, we're done with this. So poor Jordan Childs just got screwed out of her bronze.
Yeah, I think she's one of 4 U.S. Athletes to have a medal taken away. And this is the only one that has nothing to do with PEDs.
Yeah, this is boo-boo.
Yeah. And the other 2 times were in the 40s. So
she shouldn't go ahead and let Flava Flav give her that clock. He's offered to give her a bronze clock to wear around her neck.
Would still be a cool story.
Yeah, you might as well. All right, guys, 1 hour left. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps looks like building lifetime change makers in Arizona communities. From serving children alongside First Things First to Executive Director of Prevent Child Abuse Arizona, from the Pinal County Sheriff's Office to the Governor's Office, serving with AmeriCorps today creates limitless potential for every new member to lead Arizona tomorrow. Where will AmeriCorps take you? Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
Lab-grown diamonds might be new to retail, but not to Desert Wholesale Diamond. Hi, Diamond Dave Cantor of Desert Wholesale Diamond. And even though I'm a fourth-generation natural diamond importer, I was the first to import these gorgeous, eco-friendly, low-carbon footprint, conflict-free, real and genuine diamonds to the West Coast. And unlike everyone who's recently gotten on the lab-grown bandwagon, we work with the largest growers in the world to bring you the best possible diamonds at the lowest possible price. We know what to import and what to reject. And because we're importing direct, we're working in our low overhead wholesale offices and making our own rings, bracelets, and earrings in our own facility, we can offer better pricing than anyone. So work with the leader, not the followers, and let us find you the perfect cultivated diamond for less, a lot less.
Call 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow Dave on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Hi, everybody. It's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. He should be back tomorrow, but I got Keon Rose in the control room. I got you guys on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And now I know what Chief Skull does for a living. He did tell me. And now I know. And I got to say, I've never known anybody who does that. But here's the problem. He doesn't want me to tell you. It's a cool job. I've never known anybody who does what he does.
And maybe that's why he doesn't want anyone to, doesn't want you to tell anyone, because then if it's a rare job, then it's probably not hard to figure out the actual person.
I feel like it would be rare, but cool job, Chief Skull. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Silver Pop says, guys, quick question. Okay, I'll believe that. He says, finally enrolled in the Harmon Solar Pick'em Pool thing. When are we allowed to make our picks for week 1? Also, are we making picks for preseason? All right, first question, I'll answer after the second question. Second question, no, we are not making picks for preseason. Secondly, to the first question, you can do your first week picks right now. In fact, you can pick every week right now if you want to. Get in there and play around with it, And if you do your picks and you're like, oh, crap, I want to change it, you have to jump back over to the front page thing and hit week 1, and then it'll give you the ability to go in there and hit the check marks again. So there you go, Silver Pops. Good luck to you. Oily Stool says, I wonder if that diamond tennis bracelet will be lab-grown diamonds.
like Diamond Dave advertises? I don't know. I can find out. I can ask. I don't know what kind of diamonds. All I know is it's an expensive bracelet. Tell you that much. Commando Duke, no, Chief Skull is not a stripper. You're right. He'd be the only one I knew because I don't know any strippers either. That is not what he does, Commando Duke. And I'm not going to spend this next hour guessing what Chief Skull does for a living. That is not happening. Before we start talking football, there was one more little Olympic thing that I did want to mention. Somebody was talking to Tyreek Hill about Noah Lyles. And I think you know what happens next.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
He says it'd be a close race, but I would beat Noah Lyles. I would beat him.
You would not beat Noah Lyles.
I could beat him in a race, he says.
No, you can't.
Noah Lyles runs 27 miles an hour. Cheetah only gets up to 23 and a quarter,
which is plenty fast. Like football fast is fast, but that's not track fast.
Yeah. So no, Cheetah. You're not beating Noah Lyles. You're just not.
Just like, what are we doing here?
You might equal him in arrogance, and dickery,
which is tough because Noah's got a lot of both.
But you're not, at least not the. Maybe, if he gets injured, or you go forward in time, and he's an old man. But otherwise, you're not beating him, Tyreek Hill. You're just not.
No. Olympic sprinters are going. Like they're going for these world records that are 100 meters, 9 seconds, 9 point whatever seconds. That's insane. You just can't compete. I don't care if you're a fast football player. The fastest football player isn't faster than the fastest track athlete on the planet. You're just not. And I feel like that shouldn't need to be said, but it's Tyreek Hill. So I guess you do.
Well, and also Tyreek Hill's like, I can say whatever I want. And look, I got in the paper.
You could already be in the paper.
Yeah.
You're Tyreek Hill.
Still.
You're a bigger name than Noah Lyles because you play a sport that people actually pay attention to every single year.
Does Tyreek Hill have a shoe?
I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah. Coom says, do male strip clubs exist? Asking for a friend. I don't know if they do anymore. Probably. I don't know.
So here's how you answer that question. You take that same question you typed into your phone to send to us, and you send it to our good friend Google.com.
Oh, he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want it to show up in his search history.
But that's the only way to find out. Don't threaten my search history because you didn't want it in your search history.
Yeah. Ask a friend, Coom. Slave Dave says, I got signed up for the Pick'em. Already made my first week picks. I tried to go back and see if I could pick the whole season, but could not find out how to do it. Well, that just means you're bad at things. I don't know. Let me take a look. I'll see if I can do it. Here it is. Here's my NFL picks button. I get my login and I click on the thingy thing. And like see week 1 picks. I clicked on that. And wait, where's the okay. So you go, there's a gray strip across the top. It says home, pool tools, picks. Click on make change picks, and bam, week 1 comes right up. And after you do that, there's also where it says week 1 picking, select a different week. And then you click on that. You're like, oh, week 2. And you can go to any week you want from right there. How's that? I just directed you. I just directed you. So hopefully you got it. Anyways, let's talk some football, shall we? Unfortunately, we're going to start with the injuries because, again, seems like
there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, dropping like flies. But here's the latest on Hollywood Brown. He's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks with sternoclavicle injury. Well, his shoulder came out of his damn arm.
Yikes.
Yeah, so they put it back, so he's going to be out for a while. There's a lot of worries. Like you got to worry about the nerves, you got to worry about the blood vessels, making sure when you put it back in there, did we pinch anything? But especially for a world-class athlete. There will be many MRIs, I would imagine, to make
Yeah.
sure he's 100% ready. And boy, that's just such a shame. First play of that game. Bam. The 49ers defensive tackle, Kalia Davis, he needs knee surgery. So he'll be out at least half the season. That's a shame.
Wow. Yeah.
That's bad for the 49ers. The Cowboys tackle, Chuma Edoga, going to miss a couple of weeks. Toe injury. That just seems kind of,
I mean, next to
not as big a deal as
next to the other two injuries. But
Yeah.
a toe injury is still bad in a sport where you run.
No, I mean that
It's just if his
just
injury
doesn't
was
sound
named,
like a big deal.
was named first, wouldn't
Mhm.
be so bad. But you're third in line after these two very bad injuries. It's not great.
They're saying he doesn't need surgery, but he'll probably start the season on injured reserve. They're saying to heal this thing needs more than more time, and so he'll probably be 4 games before he's eligible to return if they got to put him on the IR. Mm-hmm. So let's see. The Giants, turned out Tyrone Tracy got carted off the field with an air cast on his leg today.
Oh boy.
That rookie running back might be the end of that season. But then again, they're like, I think they were downplaying it. So I don't know what his current situation is for Tyrone Tracy. Tracy. Hopefully it's not as bad as they were thinking, but it didn't look good. Brian DeBoll says Malik Neighbors is good. Injury's not long term, so they're feeling like, okay, it could have been worse. It's going to be okay. So we'll see when he comes back.
Okay, they're saying the Tyrone Tracy injury is just a sprain.
Good.
So it
That's
looked, looked really bad, and they took the precautions, but it's actually not that serious, thankfully.
The Bills have put Chase Claypool on injured reserve. I don't think you needed to. Feel like
he was on the bench already, and was he really coming off of it?
I don't know. After
I just don't think he's a good football player.
No, I think
that's. I mean,
he's a guy you can just wave and still get him. If you think you need him, you can get him.
If you do, yeah,
no problem. Jahmyr Gibbs, he injured his hamstring yesterday, so that's not as bad as these other ones. Christian Barmore, he got some blood clots, so he's been taking it easy. See, the blood clots can be scary as hell.
Yeah, and like the blood clots have ended careers.
So he's hanging in there. He's at practice, but he's just taking it easy. So he's recovering from that. So I think that was all the injuries I had here. Jonesy says, great football topic. Our hometown college team being ranked 21. No.
What hometown?
Yeah. Some meth heads got accidentally ranked 21 in the AP poll. Jonesy. ASU is going to shock the world this year.
I mean, I'm excited about them. I think that they are.
Keon's like, world? I don't know.
I don't know about the world, but I think they're going to improve, and I think that's what you'd rather have is like steady improvement that you can maintain, as opposed to you get your flash in the pan season maybe, and then you can't repeat it.
There's going to be a lot of sadness in Bethlehem for people like Jonesy.
Yeah, that you're going the other direction now.
Bethlehem is going to be very, very sad to see Arizona plummet right off the AP top anything.
It's not a great look that your coach escaped. He was building something that was
first chance he had.
Looked like it was going to be a winner, and then he
got a call.
immediately left.
Hey, do you want to coach? I'm on the way. Wait, we didn't tell you where it was. Doesn't matter. All right, well, I guess we'll work it out when you get here. They're like, well, I didn't even tell him what school it was, and he just hung up on me. He's on the way. All right. Coom says it's true. They do exist. Thanks, Keon. There's one. Okay. Why are we looking up male strip clubs?
I wasn't asking you for you to tell me. I was asking for you to find out. You wanted to know.
No, Coom says he needs a side job. He says this economy is kind of rough for him right now.
Good for you. I'll never see you, but you do what you got to do.
King Kenton says there's a Dick's Cabaret. He says it's a gay strip club near the it's near the airport. Of course it is.
They're all near the airport. Every strip club is near the airport.
He says, I know this because my friend used to deliver pizzas there.
You had
Listen, I'm not judging.
You had a friend.
However, you just no problem. But hey, Kum Kum, maybe that's a place you could put in an application.
Just saying.
Kyle G says, as the guy dealing meth across straight lines, laundering it through a radio station, Jeffrey definitely knows how much meth Tucson uses. How are you Walter Whiting me right now?
And also, if you wanted to launder money, a radio station is the worst. We don't deal in any cash at all.
The red flag would be the money coming through it. Hey, wait a minute.
A strictly non-cash business is what you use to launder your money. That's perfect.
So the Cardinals have signed a running back, Hassan Wall. I'm going to be honest with you. No idea who he is.
I'll be honest with you. Me neither.
He was on the practice squad last year, I guess. And that's all I know about him. And then also wide receiver Dalen Baldwin. I think he was on the Browns and the Vikings and the Falcons for a minute here and there. He was undrafted out of Michigan. So we got some camp people is what we got here.
Yeah, Hassan Hall on this depth chart is they have so many running backs on the depth chart right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hassan Hall is the 7th running back.
Good luck, buddy.
So unless he looks like the juggernaut out there, my guess is he's going back to the practice squad.
Good luck, buddy. So your guys, your Commandos, they got Martavius Bryant. It's been a few minutes since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
Where has he been?
Let me check because
drugs.
I saw. Oh, okay, that's probably why.
I guess he was indefinitely suspended and they forgot him.
They just didn't.
He got reinstated last November, was on the Dallas practice squad, never was in a game for Dallas. Then he re-upped with the team on a futures deal, and then they're like, no, we're good. And so he's been released since May. So Dan Quinn, who remembered him from his time with the Cowboys, is like, hey, let's give this guy a chance.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt. They need help at wide receiver. After Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson, things get a little scarce. So,
I think you'll do great with a guy who's been gone for 5 years.
Well, there are going to be people ahead of him on the depth chart. He's not the next in line. Christian McCaffrey's brother Luke McCaffrey is probably going to be ahead of him. So there'll be other people. De'Ami Brown.
Have a question.
Sure, I might have an answer. Maybe. Potentially.
Did they do a deal for Ayuk yet? Because I heard that the Steelers and the 49ers had a deal in place. I'm wondering if they actually did it. I haven't seen anything about it.
I hadn't seen anything about that either. What I have is Michael Garafolo, the NFL Network reporter, that the Niners and Brandon Ayuk aren't that far apart on a deal, which is why they haven't pulled the trigger on the trade for the Steelers just yet. Ayuk is still hoping they can clear one final hurdle in the negotiations. So I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay. Well,
so if things don't work out potentially with the Niners, then he could be a Steeler.
A guy you haven't thought about in a lot of years, not Martavius Bryant. Now I'm going to talk about Tavon Austin.
It's been even longer. Yeah.
He has retired. Oh, can you hold on a second? Can I?
Sure.
I just heard like a loud noise, and I think the dogs are up to no good.
Oh boy! So
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Yeah, we'll
talk about Tavon Austin.
I can actually, because I remember when Tavon Austin looked like he was going to be the future of the NFL. That was a distinct memory that I had. That everybody was talking about. He's not a wide receiver. He's not a running back. Tavon Austin is an offensive weapon. And then the NFL did not go in that direction at all. And Tavon Austin's career was insanely underwhelming for how good he was in college.
I was kidding. I just thought when I walked away that you changed the subject to something else. You actually did talk about Tavon Austin. Good for you.
I remember him in college, and then I remember what he was supposed to be in the NFL. He was supposed to be this offensive weapon not exactly a wide receiver, not exactly a running back. And then it just didn't happen. And he has to be punching air right now because basically that's the role that Deebo Samuel has.
So we will miss you, Tavon Austin.
You were too early. The league wasn't ready for you.
I just a little tear in my eye right here. Okay, moving on. So this report comes out and it says, hey, did you know the Dallas Cowboys, their worth as a team, over $10 billion. So that's the news today. The Dallas Cowboys are worth over $10 billion. Wow. So, but you're not paying CeeDee Lamb, really?
Well, it's a cap thing with CeeDee.
Do they have a cap issue right now?
Well, it's not that they have a cap issue. It's that CeeDee is going to need to get paid. They had a bunch of players leave in free agency this year that they have not replaced. And then you're going to have to pay Dak again. And that price is going up. Don't know how else to tell you that. So, yeah, I mean, the CeeDee thing is just about your annual cap, and can they keep that at a number where they can put more talent on this team and replace the talent that they lost?
Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. Somebody should have got an extension. Nobody got an extension?
Well, they're working on CeeDee. Jerry keeps talking about it in ways that might sink the whole negotiation, but they are actually working on getting CeeDee Lamb paid.
When you find out the place is worth $10 billion, how do you say anything to Jerry Jones about running a business? You just can't.
It's a hard salary cap. And yeah, like it's hard to question the guy because the results, at least financially, are there.
I would change fandoms. If I was a Dallas Cowboy fan, I would just be like, you know what? This owner's not serious about winning. He's just serious about making money.
Yeah.
This mediocrity is forever. So I'm out. I would actually change my team.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I could. If I was a Cowboys fan, I'd be stuck a Cowboys fan. So
aren't you glad you're not a Cowboys fan?
Very.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. I got to go wrangle my dogs. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The AP College Football preseason poll was released on Monday, and the betting favorites to win the national championship fall right in line with the projected top five. Georgia is the betting favorite to win the national title at plus 280. Ohio State ranked number 2 in the poll, the second betting favorite at plus 400. The Oregon Ducks are the third best bet to win the national title at plus 650. Texas right behind them at plus 850, and Alabama is at plus 1400. The Ole Miss Rebels are also plus 1,400, LSU plus 1,800. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
Hi, I'm Ralph.
And I'm Neil.
And I'm Nathan. And we're the Weekend Warriors.
Whoa. Who's the new guy?
Well, I'm known on social media as Mr. AZ Sports.
Oh, you're one of those internet celebrities.
Yeah, the internet's really popular. You should learn about it. Hold on, Neil. We'll still be the same great show.
Will we talk about sports?
Yes.
Will we interview Arizona sports personalities?
Sometimes, yeah.
Will we have fun?
Of course we will. And I'll bring real knowledge of Arizona sports to the show.
Fine, he can stay.
Welcome to the team, Nathan. It's the Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All righty, T-Licious says Northern Nogales Community College being ranked as a crock, and the ball is in Ayuk's court now. So he's just responding to several of the things we just talked about here a little bit ago. How about this though? Will Levis? He's not serious. It's just, can I just say right now, Will Levis, wasn't he the guy that was just eating the mayonnaise? He was just eating mayonnaise straight. And then
I believe it was, yes.
And then the mayonnaise, big mayonnaise got involved. Hellman's, I guess, east of the Mississippi, west of the Mississippi, it's best foods. Bring out the best foods. Anyway, so I guess this idiot is just sitting there eating some straight up mayonnaise. They find out about it.
Coffee.
And that's what it is. They're dropping in his coffee. It must be a southern thing.
Is it?
No, I just assumed.
I lived in the South for like 8 years.
Butter in the coffee was a southern thing.
Yeah, a little butter in the coffee. I've never seen anybody go mayo in the coffee. That's a choice.
Well, anyway, he did that thing, and then they found out about that thing, and so they're like, "Hey, how about this?" And so they made this fake commercial with him putting on mayonnaise cologne. I'm pretty sure that's just bull crap. First off, one of the worst things you've ever smelled is hot mayonnaise. I remember at church camp, I intentionally brought a small jar of mayonnaise, and that was punishment mayonnaise. And I took it up into the woods, put it on a rock where I knew the sun would hit it a lot, and it made that mayonnaise rancid. That was just kept in reserve. Okay. A few days into the camp, this girl starts seeing this other guy from another church there, and like, oh, yeah. And then he breaks her heart. You know what comes next? He got hit by a hitman.
Oh boy.
He got that nasty ass mayonnaise poured all over him. And it stank. One of the things I should probably let you know is I was also one of the counselors. I was not a kid.
I don't know if that makes it better or worse, to be honest. It could go either way.
Oh, I didn't pour the mayonnaise.
Oh.
You
just provided it.
I just opened the door.
Oh boy.
Tell you what though.
Oh man.
Nobody ever messed with our girls again.
And she always remembered that as a fond memory of of the boys sticking up for her.
Of course she will. That might be the worst. That might be one of his worst memories ever, all time.
I hope he still thinks about it. Little bastard.
He probably still smells it.
So now here we go with Will Levis spraying some eau de toile mayonnaise. It's not real. It's like a Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah.
They're just selling you some mayonnaise.
Just the concept is pretty disgusting.
That's gross as hell.
Just decisions were made.
Can he play?
He looks pretty solid so far.
Is he the Titans starting quarterback?
Yeah. He took over the job last year from
can't wait to play them
from Tannehill, and he looked pretty good.
I can't wait for my Colts to play him. I can't wait for these division games. He's going to get destroyed by my defense. You see my new guy, Latu?
Oh, Latu, yeah. Oh. Well, that's the thing. I didn't think that he would fall that far. I just genuinely would not have guessed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, they drafted Latu, and Ballard was sitting back in his chair going, we got the best edge rusher in the draft.
Levis is sitting there with a bunch of mayonnaise on him. You better help Latu's not hungry. Looking forward to that. Well, what the hell happened with Mike Hall Jr., the rookie? Of course, it's a Browns player, but this rookie, I guess he pointed a gun at somebody. He pointed a gun in a domestic dispute, and he has been arrested.
Yeah. The whole situation is just a bad situation. Just got into a domestic dispute with, I believe it was his girlfriend.
Hope not anymore.
And
hope
then,
she breaks up with him.
I sure hope so. And that she moves to the other side of the country, because he grabbed her by her hair at one point and dragged her out into the driveway. And then when she went to the closet, I think to get her stuff, that's when he put the gun to her. Just a horrific situation that I'm sure the Browns will handle normally, because that organization does that.
In a normal situation, we should never hear him again.
Yeah.
He should not exist. But it's the Browns, so he'll probably play week 1.
It's their MO. Do they let go of players who are horrible human beings? No, they reward them with gigantic paychecks.
Dirtbags. Moist one says Latu is going to eat Levi's mayonnaise.
You constructed that sentence yourself, and you need to think about why it is that you wanted to do that, and keep that to yourself.
Big George says, is big mayonnaise in bed with big basketball? Well, clearly it's big football.
It's just unrelated sports. How would that work?
Is Kyle Shanahan just being snarky? He's like, hadn't thought about it. Hell of an idea. Kicking out of the end zone and give him the ball at the 30. That way they can't run it back on you. Hell of an idea. Is he just being sarcastic?
I have no idea.
It sounds like he should be sarcastic,
yeah.
But then again, here, let me just read what he said. Somebody said to him, it's like, how about just kicking it there and then they take it to the 30? He's like, oh, yeah, hell of an idea. He said, I've thought of that. Yeah, we were talking about it. It looks like it'll make a lot of sense once the season starts, but this was our first week with us doing this. It was our first week really getting more teams besides the Hall of Fame game and stuff to evaluate it. And when you can start there at the 30 and the average starting line is like the 29, if you run it back, doesn't seem like there's all that much difference. So, why go with the risk of it? It can also be an advantage too. We'll see how good our 11 are that we need to put out there, how our returners are and stuff, whether people give you the opportunity for it, but it's kind of a wait and see approach. He's right. You may not have a choice if a good kicker drops that ball dead on the 4-yard line or something.
Yeah.
Now you got to run it back. But every chance you get, let that thing roll. Let it go back. Let it go in the end zone or down it if you get the chance. I thought we'd already figured this out. And he's acting like, whoa, I never thought of that. That's a good idea. I think he has to be sarcastic.
I have no idea, because he is somebody that just is very straightforward guy. If you ask him a question, even if the question seems obvious,
he should be fired if he hadn't thought of this yet. My wife and I were sitting there. We don't get paid to do football. We're sitting there watching the Hall of Fame game, and she's like, it makes sense to take it at the 30.
Yeah,
I agree.
unless
You're right.
you think that you've got a returner who is special in some way
What?
that can figure out how to navigate this.
Let's risk getting the guy hurt because he might get to the 32.
Well, no, just
You take it at 30.
Whoever you're using on kick return in the first place. Like if that person is capable of returning, then if you're going to consistently get more than 30, sure. But like it would have to be like a Devin Hester kind of player.
So you're telling me Kyle Shanahan might be that dumb?
I don't think he is. He's a really smart guy when it comes to how his offenses work and how his teams run. So I have trouble believing that he hadn't considered that. The way he answers questions, he's so deadpan. I just genuinely can't tell.
He might be one of the funniest people ever. You just can't tell.
He just looks you just dead in your eyes and just answers the question, and his voice is very flat and dry, and it's very Bill Belichick kind of like that. You're just not sure.
Let me read it to you in my voice. Let's see how
Let's see if you can tell the difference.
Oh, yeah, hell of an idea. Oh, I haven't thought of that. Yeah, well, we're talking about it. It's like, oh, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they know right away. If he answered it like that, then you wouldn't even be asking the question. It would be like, wow, Kyle Shanahan was just absolutely condescending to all these reporters.
We're dick. So Matt LaFleur, he's like, I don't even want to answer your questions. I'm sick of asking having to answer questions about whether we have a wide receiver one. I want to vomit every time I hear number one receiver. Makes me crazy, he says. That's something you guys talk about, okay? I got a bunch of number ones. No, you don't. You lying son of a bitch. You have nothing. Well, you have nothing, and you know it.
It's not that he has nothing. He has something.
But he's got Jaden Reed, Romeo Dubes, Wicks, Christian Watson. He has not much of anything.
No, Watson and Dobbs were good. They're both
Dobbs 674 yards.
Yeah.
Watson 422.
And Watson was injured for a lot of the year last year. So like,
fair.
So like, yeah,
Jaden Reed had the most with 793.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of number twos. That's his problem. It's not that the guys are bad. It's that none of them is a true number one. And that's why he doesn't like answering the question, because he doesn't want to go out there and if you say anything, you tick off the other two guys. You kind of need all three of them. That's the situation that he's kind of stuck in.
You think it's better? He's like, I've got a lot of number twos.
Well, yeah, you don't want to demote everybody.
Well, if you just go by, you can't go by last year, but
yeah, he's got a bunch of second tier receivers, and that's why I believe that Jordan Love is kind of legit, just because like that's who he was throwing to.
So Jim Harbaugh, coach of the Chargers, he cheated, and he got in trouble for the cheating, denied cheating, I had nothing to do with the cheating, but they're like, you're full of crap because you obstructed our investigation. So show cause penalty. You are not allowed to be a coach in the NCAA for 4 years. You go bye-bye, Jim Harbaugh. And so Michigan was like, we're going to make Jim Harbaugh our honorary captain for our season opener. And now, for some reason, Jim Harbaugh is like, I'm too busy. I got to focus on the Chargers here because I'm an NFL coach now. What the hell's going on here?
I think somebody got to them and said that's not a great idea.
At this point, much as the bad look, it's nothing anybody could do about it.
The NCAA is not going to do anything, but yeah, it just is a bad look, and you're still being investigated. That's not done. So whenever that penalty comes on down, if the Big Ten tells you that whatever the NCAA tells you you're going to do, you're going to take that punishment. Why make it worse? Why potentially make it worse just to?
Yeah, and there's still things under investigation.
Yeah, they're not done.
So
like that's why show them up and potentially make it worse for the University of Michigan? Just let it go.
Funny.
You're coaching another team at another level. Just do that.
I wonder what kind of season them Chargers are going to have.
It's probably not going to be great. Like Harbaugh's going to make them better. I do think that, but they're not a talented football team right now.
Every minute you see a practice or preseason photograph of Jim Harbaugh with old Justin Herbert with no pads on standing next to him, you're like, oh, this is not going to be good. This is going to be bad. The one guy that could help.
They traded away Keenan Allen, who I know was, he's getting up there in age and all that. So you get something back for him while you can. But that means that you don't think that you can win with him right now or anybody. You're building for the future a little bit. And that's the right thing to do. But it does mean that this year's about to be rough.
Gonna be rough in Vegas, especially
rougher in Vegas.
Well, no, what I'm trying to say is there's some angry cops in Vegas, and because the NFL now has a new credentialing system for sensitive areas of the stadium, and they have these new things they're doing, and the cops are mad, and if the cops don't come out and do your security, boy, are you going to have a hard time. Here's what's going on. The president of the Las Vegas police union says they're going to take your biometric data. And what that means is it's your face. They're going to use that however they need to. And he says, and then they're going to extend that to their NFL family partners to use your information if they need to. And then it could get in the hands of some people who are anti-cop that support a different agenda than what law and order supports. And now they've got your personal information. They have your face, you have your name, your, whatever information that comes with that for these guys for the cops to go out off duty and work the games. I got to be honest. I kind of agree with him. He's like, well, we should just go back to the old system where it's just a wristband. It's like, hey, look, I'm a cop. I'm a cop. So it's like, do we need all this stuff in a system that could get hijacked and then they could use that information against us?
And it's weird because has there been a situation where someone has pretended to be a cop before and got in that way? Because I don't think that's ever happened. So they're creating a safeguard for something that's not happening.
They're also saying there'll be a real-time image of their face compared to user-submitted photo already on file.
I'm also not thrilled about that kind of stuff too. So I've never been a fan of, hey, we're gonna take scans and images of your face and put you in a database. That does weird me out a little bit.
Some places use that for time cards.
Yeah.
That way you don't have somebody check you in.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. It's like you already know what I look like. And if you see Randy clicking my time card as Jeffrey, well, then you're like, hey, yeah, that's not like an invasion of my privacy. That's just, that's fair. But what they're talking about is it's not just the team. They're sharing all this information with some other vendors and other entities, and any number of people can get the private information of the police.
Yeah. My guess, of course, is that the company doing this is a third party company. So you're already not secure in the way that you would be if you were doing this and your job was doing this and they housed all the information, all the data themselves. It's a pretty sketchy situation. The whole thing sounds sketchy to me.
Glendale Mullet says, do you guys use face identification on your cell phone? That data is out there. I don't.
I don't. No, I don't.
You're going to come and knock me out and then stick the phone in front of my face and just take my stuff. And then
actually, law enforcement can do that if you happen to be unconscious and your phone is around. If you have your thumb ID, it's not a violation of your rights for them to take your hand, open that thing up, or use your face. No, I don't do any of that. No.
Yeah, especially if they're the ones that knocked you out.
It does make the situation worse. Yes.
So I don't know if they're going to boycott or not, but they're starting to sound like they might.
Yeah, and they've got a point.
Although it is interesting. It's like, if somebody anti-cop gets their information and does bad, but then cops get to have our ID anytime they want. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just who has it. It's just some third party company just, oh, hey, this company wants to buy your data. Sure. And you have no say in the matter. That feels weird to me. I don't like that.
Well, I'm on the cop side on this one, though, to be honest. I feel like they shouldn't have their rights infringed on, and hell, neither should we. How about we all get in this together?
Just especially not by a corporation. That just feels even worse somehow than
corporations. Worse than the cops.
Worse than everything.
Do you hear yourself? It's sad but true. It's sad but true. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back. A little more of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry,
some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. And look at you, hands perfectly placed on the wheel. Not like the driver to the right of you who's really going after that drum solo. Save with DriveWise and the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. Arizona has a shortage of teachers and a need to improve students' proficiency in reading and math. We need to increase teachers' income, which they deserve, and to increase students' proficiency, which is my highest priority. I'm therefore providing $40 million for free one-on-one tutoring for all students, first grade through high school, regardless of proficiency level. Learn more today at azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
If it's local,
We talk about it.
1580 and 99.3.
The Fanatic.
That always sounds like country music to me. What the hell is that song again?
The Falling Sky.
By who?
Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah, all right. Didn't she used to be on Fox News?
I don't know.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Sorry about your running back, Keon. Oof. Christian Clark, serious leg injury last week. And yeah, it's a CJ Baxter, but now Christian Clark, serious lower leg injury.
Yeah, just not a great,
Not an
a great
ACL.
start
Not
to
an
the-
ACL, but
not
still.
an ACL, but you know, team that really needs to run the football and struggles to get the offense going when the football isn't being run.
Have you
Probably
guys
not a
thought
great
about
start.
not practicing in the parking lot?
If that's what they were doing, I would I'd be all for
That's what
stopping
it
that.
sounds like with these leg injuries coming to your running backs in practice.
Just nobody else though. Wide receivers are fine.
I'm saying.
Corners are fine. Linebackers are fine. It's just the running backs.
Running around on a hard surface. This is one is like, oh crap, that two. Now you're like, what? What's going on?
Yeah. I don't know what the deal is there, but I hope they get it sorted because the year you go into the SEC is not the year to be missing players. Let me put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is bad news for
a good
Texas.
way to get absolutely embarrassed on TV multiple times over. And, in a year where you think you could compete for a national title. It's not great.
Nope. Hey, explain to me, who's right? Is it the WNBA or Derek Hamby? Is it the Aces or Derek Hamby?
Oh, I don't know this situation as well.
Oh, well, she is filing a federal lawsuit against the WNBA and the Las Vegas Aces, saying she was subject to repeated acts of intimidation, discrimination, and retaliation, and other unnamed Asians from the Aces, leading to her January 2023 trade to the Sparks. She's alleging the WNBA failed to properly investigate the issue. And so she wants some money. She punitive damages, blah, blah, blah. But she got this discrimination because she was pregnant. She said as soon as she told him she was pregnant, everything went downhill.
I actually do remember when this was playing out, and it was weird because, she was saying the whole time, like the reason why, I'm being benched and I'm being put to the side and all this stuff is because of being pregnant. And then Becky Hammon, the coach, was saying, that's got nothing to do with it. And that we would obviously never make that an issue.
Strictly basketball reasons.
But it was kind of weird because she is a really good player. So it doesn't, like, what basketball reasons could you have? I don't know. I think she does have a case though, because
of course she has a case because the WNBA had to give Becky Hammon 2-game suspension, the coach, because they said there was a violation of league and team respect in the workplace policies.
And then her lawsuit has some merit. By once the WNBA validated that by having some kind of a punishment, it's very easy, I think, at this point to go to court and make the argument.
Right.
Yay, that this happens and the league agrees.
Yeah, the WNBA, they did an investigation. So now here's what, Derek Hamby's case has, in its basket. Okay. You got 33 interviews with people. They got to review a numerous amount of texts. All of this is now evidence, emails, other documents. I don't know if all the documents will be released by the WNBA because now somebody's suing them. But if all that stuff was in the investigation, you got to release it. You're going to have to give it up in discovery. And so Derek Hamby, boy, she has a pretty good case here. I don't know how much money. I don't know how much damages. I mean, of course, it's not just the economic losses; it's compensatory and punitive damages. So, and attorney fees. I think she's going to win this.
I think she is too. It seems like she's in the right. And once the league agreed and punished Becky Hammon for it, like, I really don't know what they can say now as far as when she asked for some level of intervention. The investigation only proves after the fact, that what she was saying, not that the league stepped in and did their part. So she might have a stronger case against the Aces in particular than the WNBA as a whole, but I think she has a case either way.
No, I think most of this is aimed at the Aces.
Yeah.
Because of the discrimination, intimidation, and retaliation. But she's only saying, well, the WNBA is involved because they didn't properly investigate this.
Which, if you could turn up anything with an investigation that wasn't even that good, then there might even be more.
This is going to be interesting. She filed a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and she got her notice of right to sue. So here she goes. So here's the thing about all of this that just kind of gets me. I remember we used to be like, hey, that Becky Hammon's awesome. Hey, she should coach an NBA team. And, and Pop loved her and had her as an assistant. And, we were like, why didn't, she actually did coach for him when he would get ejected or something, or if he was sick. And, we were like, wow, this is Becky Hammond. And now I was like, I don't know what to think. I mean, if she's going to be sitting there discriminating against somebody who got pregnant on the team, well, what if she goes over to the Spurs and she's coaching them and one of them guys gets pregnant? Then what?
I think
can't have her abusing these boys.
I think everyone's going to be stunned by that. But I do think that with her, I think Becky Hammond's she has taken on a lot of the things about Greg Popovich that are not great. She's probably a little tougher sometimes than she needs to be. And when you find in a lot of workplaces, I wouldn't say this is just a WNBA thing, but in a lot of workplaces, when a woman winds up in a position of leadership, she almost ends up being harder on the other women than.
What was she like saying? Come on, fatty, let's go. Come on.
I don't think it was that direct. I don't think she was.
You put out, you're pregnant, so obviously you put out. Why don't you put out for the team? Is that what she said?
I don't think that she would have said anything that direct. But if you're singling out the one player who is pregnant and the only thing about them that's changed is that they are pregnant, then it does seem like you're targeting them because they're pregnant. I don't think she would have explicitly said that. I just have trouble believing that about her, but it's still not good.
No,
just because you didn't explicitly say it, if you imply something that's pretty messed up, that's still messed up.
I don't know how to feel about Becky Hammond anymore.
People are complicated.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, that was the weakest thing I've ever heard you say.
But it's true.
People are complicated.
They are.
She sounds like a horrible person.
But I don't know if that's how she is all the time, or if this situation, what if she just didn't like Dearica Hamby from the beginning, and then Dearica Hamby becomes pregnant? I just don't know. I have no other sense of context of what this is.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If I find out what she said explicitly and she crossed lines saying things, well, now we have a much bigger problem. And then I do know what to think about Becky Hammond.
Yeah, she's like, does anybody have any milk? And she's staring right at Dearica Hamby.
That would be a problem. Yeah.
Just need some from the coffee. Oh my God.
It's just awful.
I can't believe that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1951, any fan who showed up with a musical instrument during Brooklyn Dodgers Musical Appreciation Night was admitted for free to Ebbets Field contest against the Boston Braves. With an assortment of trumpets, trombones, zithers, tubas, accordions, bugles, flutes, and various types of drums, violins, mandolins, assorted horns, a glockenspiel, a washboard, and a full piano. Yeah, 2,426 fans brought their instrument. That was about 10% of the total crowd, but that sounded like about 90% of the crowd making this horrible noise.
Yeah.
And they all played together during the 7th inning stretch. That must have sounded like the worst child's concert ever.
If there was even a tune you could pick out of there. And if you thought Vuvuzelas were bad.
Oh my God, yes.
At least those are all the same instrument. This is
a glockenspiel, a mandolin. I mean, by itself, you're like, oh, look, it's an REM song. Now it's with a bugle and a flute and a violin and a drum and
various trombones. And
you try
and
to show up with an accordion, I'm going to punch you in the mouth. I'm going to punch you right in the mouth.
As you should. Yeah.
I mean, accordion's not as bad. No, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the other thing.
It's just the accordion.
Not the accordion, the bagpipes. Oh, that'll get you a punch in the face.
There's a time and place for it. And with 27 other instruments is not the time or the place.
What the hell is a zither?
I don't know.
I got to look up a zither. I think since it's a musical instrument, I'm not afraid of Googling it. Zither.
Oh, it's like
Spock played one of those. That's like a harpsichord.
That's a good way of saying it. I couldn't think of a word.
Spock used to play the zither. That would be my nightmare, to show up on Musical Appreciation Night. I think I'm out of here. I'm just leaving. I'm leaving in the 6th inning because I just don't want to be here for the 7th inning stretch. Dear God. I am so glad all my kids are past that age where I don't have to sit there and pretend like, oh, that's great. Good job.
That's lovely.
All right, guys, that's it for us. Everybody have a great night. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list?